On the head.
John's 2, you're 3. I'm 1.
Okay.
Yeah. John's 2, you're 3.
Very good.
I'm number 1, Rob.
Well, you should be. It's all your equipment.
All right, I'm going to click go live, but you guys aren't live yet. Give it a second. Let it kick in. And it just said you're live, and you're going to go. 3, 2.
From West Plattsburgh and the American Legion Post 1619, we're at Veterans Park for American Legion Baseball. And this morning it's a 17U level matchup between the Clinton County Mariners and the Strike Zone Strikers. This is all a part of the Gary Butler Memorial Tournament that the Clinton County Mariners are putting on. Jeff Guerin is currently trying to move his microphone. It sounds like a marching band is coming into the area. It's not a marching band. That was Jeff's microphone, and great to have you with us, everybody. It's Rob Knowles along with John D'Angelo. Jeff Guerin is the man behind the camera and the brains behind the Potassium Sports Network. And we're certainly glad to have you with us on this Sunday morning as this game is about to get started. The Strikers are the home team in the game today. Let's set first of all their defensive lineup. Pitching today will be Pat Ainsworth. The Mariners go look at him. He was the fifth pitcher to enter the game that was played yesterday between the two teams. Ainsworth is on the hill. The catcher is Chase Roberts. At first base is Kaesong Chambers. Second baseman is Ryan Pecor. At third base, Jack Therian. The shortstop is Jack Hernandez. And the outfield left to right, Ezra Bilvin is in left field. The center fielder is Quinlan Salvatore. And the right fielder is Parker Belrose. So that's a defensive lineup for the Strike Zone Strikers. For the Mariners, leading off is Joey Caslow. He'll be doing the catching today for Clinton County. Easton O'Connell will bat second. At second base, Owen Rankin hits third. He's the pitcher. Wyatt Barton will hit cleanup. First pitch to Caslow is popped up in the infield. One pitch, one out. That's efficiency. Caslow swings at the first pitch, pops it up, one out. Great start to the ball game for the Strikers. Rest of the lineup for Clinton County, Wyatt Barton hits cleanup. He's at first base. Ryan Brown is DHing today. He'll be in the fifth spot. Sully Luckin hits sixth in center field. Billy Orr will hit seventh at third base. Kellen Parks will hit eighth at shortstop. And Max Coyer will bat ninth in left field. Second batter in the order for the Mariners is Easton O'Connell.
Long line of the O'Connell boys from the baseball ranks.
He is the last of the Mohicans.
Yes, he
in the family.
Yes.
That pitch is up and away. O'Connell looking to get a base runner for the Mariners. Yesterday, the Strikers scored 5 in the top of the first inning and staked themselves to a 5-1 lead at the end of one. They held on to that lead until the bottom of the fourth inning when the Mariners went ahead 6-5, and then the Mariners just tacked on in the fifth, sixth innings and really gained some separation en route to a 9-run victory by the time everything had settled out. 15-6 was the final score. That pitch upstairs, good opportunity here for O'Connell to really sit on a fastball and spot drive.
Absolutely. Narrow the zone a little bit, something he can really barrel up and drive. He's a good contact hitter.
3-1 pitch from Ainsworth is upstairs. O'Connell will walk. That was just above the top of the strike zone. And the Mariners have their first base runner. Easton O'Connell heads down to first base. That'll bring up Owen Rankin. Rankin had the distinct pleasure of talking with Jeff Guerin after one of the games yesterday. He listed it as one of his career accolades that he will never forget.
He did mention being jealous because you guys can talk to me all the time. He did say that after
yes,
the interview.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So with O'Connell at first base, here is Rankin. And a bluff steal from O'Connell at first. The pitch up and away. So Rankin is ahead in the count, 1-0.
Now another list of CVAC All-Stars from this past season from the Beekman Town Eagles.
He scored 4 runs in the game yesterday for the Clinton County Mariners.
Yeah, it's funny that, right? We talked about the first game, decent game. Second game, he goes 3 for 4, and I was like, oh, I guess I should have waited. He did have a good game, and then in the nightcap, if you will.
2 singles, a double, and a walk for Rankin in the game yesterday, and he's ahead in the count 3-0. And based on the trust I think they have in Rankin and his ability to spot drive, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a green light here.
Yep.
Again, O'Connell, the runner at first base, the 3-0 pitch.
Yeah.
And he is swinging. Pitch on the inside corner. That's a pitch that he really likes. He likes to turn on the ball and see if he can't drive something that's either middle in is the prime hitting zone, as it often is for lefties.
Absolutely. Yep.
3-1 pitch. Runner on the move, and that is jacked foul by Rankin. Boy, he turned on that one.
I was going to say, what'd you say about turning on it?
Sitting on it.
He opened right up and looked to do some damage there.
With the center field camera that Jeff is going to be putting some money into real soon, you would have been able to see his eyes light up the size of $50 for that pitch coming into the hitting zone. Count goes to full after that ball was sent down the right field line. They had O'Connell in motion on the 3-1 pitch. He's running again, no bluff. He'll head back towards first base. The ball is popped up. It is just out of play at first, and it's dropped. Oh, a second opportunity here for Rankin. We'll score that in E3 no matter what happens.
Yep.
But another opportunity for Rankin.
That was a good pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Came with a curveball and a fastball count, right? I imagine O'Connell will be moving again.
Well, he bluffed on that 3-2 pitch.
Yeah.
On the 3-1 earlier, he was running. This time he's moving, and it is lined into right field. That'll allow O'Connell, after putting him in motion, to get to third base. Rankin scampers down to first, so the Mariners are in business here. They've got runners at first and third after the single from Rankin. And again, John, it always goes back. You give you give a team that can hit some extra outs, and they're going to make you pay.
Yeah, especially a kid like Rankin. And just like you said, the whole at bat, he had that pitch, and he opened up and drove it into right field.
And yesterday, in first and third situations, we didn't really see the Strikers put any plays on to try to defend the first and third situation. Rankin does not run. Here's the ball back to the box. They'll try to turn two. It's kind of an errant throw to the shortstop covering at second base. And they'll rule he was able to get a piece of the bag. If that's a better throw, they've got a pretty good opportunity to turn two. As it stands, it's a fielder's choice for Barton. A run batted in. O'Connell scores. Out at second base is Rankin.
Yeah. I didn't seem like much communication between the middle infielders of who was taking that throw and a comeback. Or usually you see people point and, the pitcher, likes to make sure he knows who he's working with. Because they were both at the bag.
Yes, both converged into the same space.
Ooh.
That pitch is up and in on Ryan Brown. Gets him in the helmet.
Always hate to see that.
But you do like to see him run right quickly down to first base. So thankfully it got all helmet and none of him. And he is down at first base now with runners on first and second. And that'll bring up Sully Luckin.
Yeah, it looked like hard to tell from here, but it got that flap that they all wear. A lot of them wear now across the jaw. So that was...
Luckin handled the pitching duties yesterday for the Mariners. And he turns on that one, sends it foul down the left field line. Jeff must have boosted our volume on the microphone.
Yep, sorry about that.
I'm going to turn my headset down. How about yours, John? Is it a little too loud? Or let me turn it down?
Yeah,
all right. How's that?
Perfect. Thank you.
Last thing we want to do is leave here with a headache after listening to ourselves. We leave that for the viewers. Curveball that is upstairs that misses.
You're no Joe Castiglione. I couldn't help it after yesterday.
Well, it's certainly true.
What's up for Shaw's this week?
We'll find that out later if you didn't check the Shaw's flyer. That pitch upstairs with Luckin offers, and he's down to the count 1-2. Both runners are able to steal. So now two runners in scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Luckin. He can come through here. The Mariners with a chance to put up a crooked number. Off-speed pitch that misses low and away. Good take from Luckin.
Yeah, those Barton stole third, uncontested. I didn't hear much communication letting anybody know. They didn't check the runners well either,
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to give you the 90 feet, you'll take the 90 feet.
2 ball, 2 strike pitch with 2 outs. Fouled off. Again at the top of the zone.
Yep.
The runner down at third base is Wyatt Barton. Runner at second base, Ryan Brown. Barton reaching on a fielder's choice that drove in the game's opening run. Down at second base is Brown. He was hit by a pitch. That pitch is upstairs, runs the count full.
That good at bat by Luckin here.
Waiting in the on-deck circle is Billy Orr. Payoff pitch to Luckin. It is upstairs. He'll move down to first base. Again, just above the top of the strike zone. Good job by Luckin to not chase that pitch.
Yep.
We've seen him now in a couple of games, and that's a ball that sometimes he will go after. It's a tough ball to get a hold of up at the top, very top of the, just above the top of the strike zone.
He had three productive outs yesterday, Rob. 1 for 4, but he had 4 RBIs.
4 RBIs in the game yesterday.
Yeah. It's a pretty productive day for him, and obviously was on the mound.
RBI and a ground out, RBI and a fielder's choice, a sac fly, and a single in the 6th inning. So the bases are loaded. Opportunity here for the Mariners. Billy Orr, student at Mariah Central School, steps in the batter's box for the Mariners. And he's ahead in the count 1-0. That pitch fouled straight back. Although we saw earlier, a lot of times pitchers become pretty predictable when they fall behind the count. You can start sitting on fastballs, but we saw him earlier throw a 3-2 curveball that was successful to Rankin.
Yes, yeah.
It's nice to have that type of confidence.
Absolutely.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That is yanked foul, and now he's ahead in the count.
And you kind of wonder, he's been up in the zone a lot this inning.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to the curveball? I think Jeff mentions it. Does he go to the curveball to kind of get everything back on track? You know what I'm saying? I like to see the confidence in the curveball, especially on fastball counts.
Here's the curveball that is popped up by Orr. It's in the infield. Should be an easy play. Hernandez is underneath it. He'll make the catch, and that ends the inning. Got him off balance out in front on the curveball. That is the 3rd out in the inning. The Mariners get 1, but they leave the bases loaded. And at the end of a half inning of play, the Clinton County Mariners 1, Strike Zone Strikers coming up.
And we're going to stay right here and thank one of our loyal sponsors, You First Federal Credit Union. At You First Federal Credit Union, we are all in for you. We don't see account numbers, we see people. It matters to us to see you succeed in life and with your money. We're passionate about your financial well-being. With the right tools and resources, You First can help you achieve your financial goals, become part of the You First community, and discover why your neighbors choose local. Because You First is about, well, John, putting you first.
Yes.
How about that? And if you are watching later, I do want to say, if you want to support Potassium Sports Network so we can do more of these games, and obviously as we get into high school, and so I can outbid Fox Sports for Rob and John when they come to them, the best thing you can do is support our sponsors. We want this to be free. We don't want to, ask anyone to pay us a subscription. We've been down that road and just wasn't something we wanted to do. So again, the best way you can support Potassium Sports Network, support our sponsors, do us a favor when you go in, tell them you heard them, you heard Rob Knowles touting whomever it is on whether it's Shaw's or You First Credit Union. But again, that's the best way to support us. So please support our sponsors. We appreciate it. Go ahead, Rob.
The only way Fox Sports is coming to us, John, is, at least for me, whenever I pay my DirecTV bill.
Okay.
That's what keeps Fox Sports on
Yes.
in my house.
Agreed.
Yeah, because Shaw's doesn't have any stores in our market, we unfortunately probably can't draw them. Although Shaw's is in New England, and we do have a New England-based team that is playing here today. So maybe the Potassium Sports Network marketing department can reach out to the Shaw's marketing department, and we'd be happy to go over what's on sale this week at Shaw's as well.
What's interesting, marketing department, camera guy, production crew, they feel like they're the same guy, Rob. You talent guys are in the green room all game before the game.
So the Mariners, defensively, will use Owen Rankin on the hill today. He's been one of their top pitchers over the course of the summer. Mixes in a nice curveball with a fastball, but he's got nice spin and break on his curveball. Rankin is the pitcher. The catcher is Joey Caslow. At first base, Wyatt Barton. Second baseman is Easton O'Connell. Third baseman, Billy Orr. Shortstop is Kellen Parks. In the outfield, left to right, Max Coyer in left field. Sully Luckins in center field. And Owen Dubé is in right field for the Mariners. Here's the lineup for the Strikers. Quinlan Salvatore, center fielder, leads off. Ryan Pecor, the second baseman, bats second. Jack Hernandez hits third at shortstop. Jack Therian hits in the cleanup spot at third base. Kaesong Chambers is the first baseman, batting fifth. Then it's Parker Belrose, sixth in the order. He's the right fielder. Chase Rodliff hits seventh. He's the catcher. Pat Ainsworth, the pitcher, hits eighth. Ezra Bilvin hits ninth. He's in left field. And the extra hitter today, Pete Steven, is in the 10th spot. Pete Steven yesterday had 4 hits batting out of the second spot. See what happens when you get 4 hits in a game. They put you down at spot number 10.
I would have called my agent this morning.
You do have many agents, don't you?
Yeah, I would have been in touch saying,
Owen Rankin was ready to deliver, and one of those pesky black flies that's around here which I had one earlier that was trying to attack the back of my neck that maybe has moved out to the mound to try to attack the pitcher now.
They are relentless when they find you.
First pitch was a ball on Quinlan Salvatore. He is playing in center field for the Strykers. Pitch a curveball is low and away.
Rob, is your niece-in-law? Does she have an LPGA tour event or something today? We don't have our game changer scoreboard up.
I'm not sure. Rosie maybe wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
After spending
almost
the entire day at the ballpark yesterday.
You ever setting up for hockey camp, don't you?
No. No, we're going to do that at the conclusion of this game.
And this week you have, what were the age groups again this week?
9 and 10-year-olds this week. Yeah, we got about 43.
That's awesome.
We
That's
do,
great.
not about. We have 43 kids this week.
That's great.
Nice.
How do you keep them all?
A lot. The answer is a lot of good help.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Curveball from Rankin had Salvatore chasing, and that runs the count to 2-2. Sometimes they'll talk about pitchers that can pitch backwards. He'll often use his curveball to set up his fastball.
Yes.
There's another nice curveball. It's tapped back to the box, fielded by Rankin. He'll throw over to first base to Wyatt Martin. And Salvatore is out 1-3 on the putout. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning for the Strykers.
Yeah, good pitch there by Rankin. I agree with you. He has a really good curveball and is not afraid to use it on any count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of confidence in that, as well he should. So that brings up Ryan Pecor. Pecor playing at second base. Yesterday he was down at the bottom of the order for the Strykers.
Well, maybe he'll go 3 for 4 today.
Maybe. Maybe he called his agent last night and said, hey.
He was 0 for 4 yesterday in the 9th spot, and he's been moved up to the second
His
spot.
agent
of the
made
order.
the argument, if you put him higher in the order, he's more productive.
You need to find out who these agents are and have them start talking to Jeff Garrett.
I was just going to say,
sure.
please don't have him call me. I'll be doing play-by-play as well. One-man band over here.
They probably have the same agent, right?
Here is the pitch from the lefty, and it's a fastball that is outside. So Rankin has fallen behind the count 3-0.
Little uncharacteristic there for him, huh?
His control normally is pretty good.
Pretty good. He's usually right around the plate.
3-0 pitch. It's in the dirt.
Yep. You see him look around. I think this is the time. Jeff was a pitcher. You take a walk off the mound, get yourself composed, right? Hit the reset button.
When I was 13 and 14, I'd walk over to second base and short and say, Rob Knowles, what do I do here? And he'd look at me like, why are you asking me?
Why'd you throw a strike, right? Did he tell you?
He'd like, all I know is Mr. Merkel's on the phone, and he said throw strikes.
Yeah.
Those were the days. The
That'll
dusty lefty field, Wilson.
That'll bring up Jack Hernandez. Hernandez yesterday had a couple of shots to center field. Rankin was playing center field yesterday for the Mariners, and he was able to chase him down, but he had some of the loudest contact that did not fall in for a hit yesterday for the Strykers. First pitch is down in the dirt. That's 5 in a row thrown by Rankin.
It is. I was just going to say a dangerous spot, right? It's probably a fastball count if you're Rankin into a 3-hole hitter.
Mm-hmm. Runner on first base is Pecor, and Rankin throws over to first. Pecor gets back in safely.
We were talking about this, I think, last weekend. Probably safe to say if you're the Strykers, the take sign on here after 5 in a row, would you say? Or no?
Hernandez, just based on what we saw yesterday,
Okay.
Hernandez was one of their better hitters.
They give him the confidence in him?
I would have good confidence in him. But based on the fact that he has thrown 5 in a row, you wouldn't be
Just
surprised.
right
He
on-
is swinging.
Yep.
It is popped up towards left field. Coyer is underneath it, and he'll make the grab. That ball was in the air for quite a while. When it first left the bat, wasn't sure Max was going to be able to cover the ground to get to that baseball, but stayed up, hung up for him, and he was able to make a fairly routine play after getting to the spot that he needed to be. And this could be a tough matchup for Jack Therian. Yesterday he had to deal with Sully Luck and a lefty.
Yep.
And a lot of times left on left, especially someone with a pretty good curveball, can be a tough matchup for that left-handed hitter. Runner on first base, Pecor, with 2 outs now. Here's the pitch. And there's a curveball. It's in for a strike.
Yep.
Well located.
Very well.
Strikers are trying to answer the run that was put up by Clinton County in the top of the first inning. Again, the Strikers are the home team in the matchup this morning. Originally, this game was supposed to be at 1:30, but the Essex County team basically said, we're out of pitching. And the Mariners said, okay, what we'll end up doing today is we'll play a doubleheader. This is the game that's going to count towards the standings for the Gary Butler Memorial Tournament. And then I believe the plan for them is to play a second game at the conclusion of this one that would be an exhibition game.
So this is more or less, I wasn't here yesterday. This is the de facto championship game, more or less, for this?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I would imagine run differential would be the tiebreaker. The Mariners ended up winning by 9 yesterday.
Gotcha. So they have a little cushion.
The Strikers would, yeah, I would say that's a nice cushion.
I'm sure Coach Rob Knowles hopes they have a nice coach.
Yeah.
or he'll be out of pitching.
Yeah.
I think I've always thought, coaching baseball 4 games in a weekend is tough, right?
It is.
When you come to these tournaments, I understand, but it's very, very tough.
Rankin delivers. Curveball swung on and missed by Therian. That runs the count to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And then usually if you advance out of pool play, you're playing a 5th game, right? A championship game in some of these tournaments, as
Correct.
you see the seniors
Yeah.
do. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in this one, it was just straight round robin with no
Yes.
championship game. 4 games in a weekend really can tax the pitching staff. That off-speed pitch swung on and missed. Therian goes down on strikes, and that ends the Strikers' half of the first inning. So at the end of 1 inning of play, the Clinton County Mariners have a 1-0 lead over the Strike Zone Strikers. You're watching American Legion Baseball on the Potassium Sports Network.
Hey everyone, Ernie at delacars.com. Time's precious, and very few of us have the time to view dozens of websites looking for the perfect pre-owned vehicle. The average dealership's lucky to have 50 or 60 pre-owned vehicles for sale. So, what's the solution? delacars.com is the solution. Go to delacars.com and input the year, make, and model you want. Chances are we have what you're looking for. The Della Auto Group has 10 locations. Della has thousands of pre-owned vehicles for sale, and they're all listed at delacars.com. And if you see pre-owned vehicle you like and it's at Queensbury, no problem. Call or visit one of our Della locations in Plattsburgh, and we'll have it sent up for you. No obligation to buy. delacars.com. Check it out. We have the cars, we have the deals, and we make it easy.
All right, we're back in West Plattsburgh at Veterans Park. Rob Knowles, John D'Angelo. Glad that you're with us on the Potassium Sports Network. Jeff Guerin on the camera. You'll hear his voice as well. As we head to the top of the second inning, the Mariners sent 7 to the dish in the top of the first inning. They'll have Kellen Parks, Max Coyer, and Joey Caslow, the 8-9-1 hitters in their order for the top of the second inning against the Strike Zone Strikers, and their pitcher, Pat Ainsworth. Kellen Parks leading things off for the Mariners in the top of the second. Parks was not in the original lineup, but there was a Mariners player who was not able to make it to the ballpark, and that allowed Kellen Parks to get into the lineup, and here he is batting and playing shortstop for Clinton County.
Good young ball player.
First pitch, a strike from Ainsworth. Well located, down and away. Parks did not chase.
I think it's a great time to get him some experience, right?
Absolutely.
You can't ask for better than Easton O'Connell in the same boat.
Yeah, and he's had good success.
O'Connell had a hell of a game yesterday, Rob.
Yeah,
right?
he's ready.
Both offensively and defensively.
Both those guys are ready to go next spring when they get to their high school season. One would expect them to make an impact at the varsity level next year. 1-2 pitch to Parks, curveball, that's away.
Yep, good take there.
beautiful day. It's when Jeff texted yesterday that the game was going to be a little bit earlier at 11. I said, great, that works out for me. I know it worked, thankfully, for your schedule as well.
It does, yes.
But also at this time in the late morning, temperature's a little bit cooler. Although the humidity, thankfully, on the weekend, and that's the other thing I was thinking about driving out here today. You run these tournaments, and how many times has it happened? You've coached so many times and then been in so many tournaments where you go somewhere and one of the days it just pours.
Yeah,
and it wipes out all the games that day, and then they're scrambling. Now they're playing 4-inning games or 5-inning games. But they've had perfect weather both days this weekend. They've been able to get all the games in. It's a full count to Parks. And the pitch was running up and in. Might have been a ball, but he fouled it off down the left field line.
Yep. Not a bad play for a catcher over there in the third coach's base. Whatever I'm trying to say, Rob.
Yeah, actually, he was a shortstop.
Oh, I thought he was a catcher.
No, no. He played shortstop.
He should have been.
He played, played shortstop and did a good amount of pitching when he played for PHS.
Wow.
So Parks with a nice at bat. He is going to walk after falling down an account early. He was able to hang in there. Fouled off a pitch or two, and he walks down to first base, and that brings up Max Coyer. Perhaps a bunt situation here with Coyer in the 9 spot.
Yep. Max, you've coached Max. I've seen him a little bit. He's younger. He handles the bat pretty well, huh? Puts the bat on the ball.
Normally puts the ball in play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can be when he gets in one of those streaks.
Yes.
Can be super impressive at the plate.
Yep.
I know his average right now is a little bit lower than what he would like on the season for the Mariners, but again, he is a guy that typically is not going to strike out much, and he's going to make the defense make a play.
Absolutely. He was that way all the way back to his then Little League days.
Turns on that ball, sends it out towards right field, and it is played well in right field by Parker Belrose. Belrose makes the catch. Coyer is retired on a fly out to right field, 1 out. Parks still at first base, and Caslow coming up. In the first inning, he popped out to shortstop.
Number 6, Joey Caslow.
So that's the right fielder who's being DH for.
Oh,
they're not hitting 10.
Yeah, there it is. I was looking. I was like,
you list the defensive player down in the bottom spot.
Yes, got you. Yep, I was a little lost.
John was checking out my the lineup that we were
not that
we were given.
You know, Coach Knowles would send in the wrong lineup. Right
No.
but
Parks is going to steal second base.
Well, you mentioned on Coach Knowles. I think I thought he was a catcher because I know he was a goaltender.
He was a goalie, yeah.
So usually when you put one set of tools of ignorance on, you put the other on. But I guess I was just being assumptive.
Yeah. That ball from Caslow is popped up. I know Joey's parents came over, and they were talking with you, Jeff, right
Very
before the
nice.
game.
Yeah, athletic director at Mariah,
yep.
Joe Caslow. Again, our first year, and I don't want to get too deep into it, any twitches here, but we had to baby step it, right? Didn't get down that way yet, but hopefully this school year we will be down there multiple times.
Caslow sends that ball towards the shortstop, takes a hop that goes past him. Parks is going to hold it at third base. We're going to score that a single. That was a hard hit ball by Caslow that beats the shortstop on the backhand side. Parks moves to third, and again, the Mariners are set up. They've got runners at first and third with 1 out.
Yep, hard hit baseball right there. Have you guys been down to Mariah to see their new turf football field and the track setup they have?
I have not. But what I'll say is, so that was one thing, and then honestly, I feel bad, but watching some of those Bolton teams, right, in the sectionals and Crown Point softball, and I was like, God, we're missing some good student athletes. You know what I mean? Like some really quality. I mean, both Eglovs, right? Jaden and Jackson, and so yeah, we need to get down there for sure.
I got to check it out.
Obviously, the kids at Mariah. Good thing with Mariah is I could see them playing the other CVAC schools up here, right? So I got to see Caslow and who was the CVAC MVP baseball plays for the
Jackson Dorsett,
right? The 19U Mariners, yeah. But some of those MVAC schools, I was like, boy, we missed out on that. So yeah.
I got to see the facility last spring. Dom's senior year, he was down running track. I know that football team still plays at Linney Field, to my knowledge, we talked about it the other night.
Yeah.
Probably one of the true home field advantage in high school football. But their new facility they have there is beautiful.
O'Connell.
Suicide Squeeze.
gets the ball down, and the runner is tagged out at home. Parks.
Nice play.
Yeah, that was a good play all the way around. I think Easton would like to get that ball a little bit more down the line.
Correct.
But when that, that your job there, put the ball in play, he did that, and true suicide squeeze. I love the aggressiveness by Robbie there. I think it's great.
Ball just kind of sat no more than 3 feet
It just sat right
beyond
there.
home plate.
Yep.
So good reaction by catcher Chase Rodliff. He
Yes.
was able to find the ball, pick it up, and then tag the runner Parks as he was coming into the plate.
I think when it happened, Coach Knowles was like, damn, I meant to harden that part of this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it is a soft area in the batter's box, and the ball just sat down right there.
And that pitch was up and away, so actually a very good job by Easton to put the ball in play there. Not an easy pitch to bunt by any stretch, and he got it down.
So the Strikers have a chance to get out of the inning. O'Connell with a fielder's choice is at first base. Waldron running for Kaslow is the runner at second base. Kaslow singled earlier using NFHS rules. The catcher was taken out, a pinch runner running for Kaslow. That is Jacoby Waldron, who is down at second. Again, Easton O'Connell is the runner at first. 2 outs, 0-2 pitch to Owen Rankin. Rankin takes that upstairs. That is a good competitive pitch from Pat Ainsworth. You're trying to get the batter to chase that. Good discipline from Rankin.
Yeah, very good.
Rankin first time up, singled. That pitch is upstairs. So there's back-to-back pitches where he's trying to get the batter to chase, and he didn't do so.
I don't think you can't give in to Rankin here, right? If you're the pitcher, I don't think
Absolutely.
You can't.
The pitch, Rankin turns on it, grounds it towards first base. It goes off a glove. It's going to go into the outfield. Here comes Waldron coming around third. He will score. O'Connell will stop at third base. It's another run for the Mariners as Waldron, the pinch runner for Kaslow, steps on home plate, and it's now 2-0 Clinton County.
Yep. Owen Rankin doing Owen Rankin things there. Just hitting the ball hard into right field.
What do you think on that one? E3 or single?
I would go single. I thought that was a tough play.
I thought it took a hop on him, yeah.
In Major League Baseball, they'd probably score that a hit.
Yes. In today's world, yes.
Rankin will go to second base uncontested. I was busy filling in my scorebook. I didn't see, were they holding him on this time at first base?
Kind of.
Yesterday there were times where they did not do that, and they just allowed the runner to walk up to second.
And it turns into the first and third. We were talking about it, right? Just don't do nothing. Put
something
on.
Yeah.
Do something.
So here's a chance for the Mariners again to put up a crooked number. They scored 1 in the first, left them loaded. Now they've got 2 in scoring position. Wyatt Barton, the cleanup hitter, is ahead in the count 3-0. And again, based on where he is in the order, I think you have confidence in your cleanup hitter that you probably give him the green light. If he gets a fastball, he's another guy that likes to turn on it, middle in.
I think I saw
he'll jump.
He hit a home run.
He did, yesterday.
So I think I saw on the catching up on the Potassium Sports Network, and there's a new.
This ball grounded towards short. It gets past Hernandez. 1 run is in. Here comes the other run. That is Rankin scoring easily from second base with his speed. So the single for Barton is going to score 2. And indeed, the Mariners do put up that crooked number. 3 now in the inning, and it's a 4-0 lead for Clinton County.
Yep. I assume you're scoring that a single in your book as
I
well?
am, yeah. Because even if he comes up with that, I'm not sure he's going to have a play on anybody.
I agree.
Well, the way you guys were talking about agents, they're going to love you today, Rob. That's scorekeeping.
Well, I don't know.
I'm just teasing.
I think he had to range quite a ways.
Yeah,
He
after
went,
that
he
ball.
went a little bit that way.
Here's Ryan Brown. He is DHing today. The player that the Mariners are DHing for is the right fielder Owen Dubé. Brown hitting out of the number 5 spot in the order, and he sends that ball towards right field, and a nice play made in right field by Parker Belrose. Belrose was the catcher yesterday for the Strike Zone Strikers. He went diving down to the ground at the end of that play, and it was a nice job. He made a couple of outs in the inning in right field for the Strikers, but the Mariners get 3 in the top of the second, and we head to the bottom of the second inning with a score: Clinton County Mariners 4 and the Strike Zone Strikers 0.
And we are going to stay right here, and I'm going to focus in here on the beautiful scoreboard we have here at Veterans Park, courtesy of our friends and sponsors at Casella. Again, we thank all our sponsors. We wouldn't be here without them. Casella has been serving communities for over 50 years. They have the experience and resources to handle all your waste and recycling needs, safe and dependable pickup, stress-free dumpster rental, service that fits your life. Join your neighbors who count on Casella every week. Visit Casella.com or call 1-800-CASELLA today. And again, I will repeat, if you want to do us any favors in terms of supporting Potassium Sports Network, please support our sponsors. We wouldn't be here without them. They help us keep this free and available to the entire community. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, people from all over the country are tuning in. So we hear, and Rob, unless they're just making us feel good. But yes, best way to support us is support our sponsors. So if you're looking for some trash removal, whether it's home or business, head to Casella.com or give them a call, and they'll take care of you. Back to you, Rob.
We saw something yesterday in the game that was pretty rare. We saw one of the Mariners players, Wyatt Barton, end 4 different innings as the runner at third base, where he finally scored in the bottom of the 6th inning. It was the first time all day that he stepped on home plate. He was 4 times earlier in the game. He ended up 90 feet short. And in the first inning, guess who ended up 90 feet away from home plate? Barton again ended up at third base at the end of the first inning. But he came through with a big hit in the top of the 2nd inning for Clinton County, plating 2.
No, I know exactly how he feels with my days playing slow pitch softball with Coach Knowles. He left me on third many times. I know how he feels.
Nice. A zinger,
Yeah.
Rob. Nice one, JD.
Well, in slow pitch softball, you can hit a 700-foot fly ball that somebody might track down.
And that'll bring up Kaesong Chambers. He is leading things off for the Strike Zone Strikers. Playing first base today, it's Chambers, Belrose, and Rodleff, the 3 scheduled hitters for the Strikers in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
I think I mentioned this Friday night. I love the Strikers uniform, the throwback California Angel look.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that look, clean and crisp.
The old Gene Mock days.
Yes.
Right?
Reggie Jackson.
How'd you
played
like
for
that,
them,
Rob?
yes.
One of my favorite Red Sox games when I was much
Oh,
younger.
Of course.
on the way to eventually getting squashed by the Bill Buckner in 1986 Mets. But to get to that World Series, the Red Sox had a very improbable come-from-behind Game 7 win when Dave Henderson hit a home run, and he was kind of a much-traveled journeyman outfielder in Major League Baseball, and he had a home run late in the game that put the Red Sox on top off of who was the reliever? Donnie Moore, who unfortunately never really psychologically recovered from that event, and just such a deflating loss, and he ended up dying just not too many years after that home run from Henderson. But I think when I think of the Angels in that uniform, you know the player that stands out to me more than anybody else? 2 of them. Don Baylor, but this one especially, Bobby Grich.
Bobby Grich, yes.
Was he? I mean, he was just dirt, right?
Yeah. And remember those
always
those
played
teams,
hard.
Right? Dougie DeSensei went there after his Orioles
Yes,
years.
good defensive player.
Yeah.
Never hit a whole lot, but he was good
Frank
defensively.
Tanana was there for a while. Yeah. Some good team. Brian Downing.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, a leadoff DH who looked like he could play middle linebacker.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing my checklist off my 1987 Topps baseball cards.
Right, exactly.
Chambers with a leadoff walk. They check on him at first base, and that brings up Parker Belrose. Second walk of the game issued by Owen Rankin. Belrose showing bunt. We saw them a couple of times yesterday pull the bat back and then try to slash away.
What did we decide that was, Rob? Butcher Boy?
Butcher Boy, yeah.
I feel like a Michael K over here. He's always throwing out those old school baseball terms. He's no joke.
See if they can get the defense moving around. First pitch, a ball. Reagan struggling a little bit with his command here in the 2nd. That pitch, a fastball, grabs the outside corner. That'll move the count to 1-1.
Yeah, he struggled to touch in the bottom of the first inning. Had that 5 in a row stint. So not as crisp as he normally is on the mound today.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Belrose, and that is on the outside corner for strike 2. Back-to-back pitches that were well located.
Yes. Yep.
Changing the eye level of the hitter too. That for the first strike was a little bit up in the zone, and that pitch was down in the zone. So a nice job by Rankin to
for sure
attack different areas of the strike zone. Excuse me. That pitch grounded towards first. Barton picks it up, throws to second. It's a high throw. That's going to end up in left field. He tried to get the lead runner, which is the right play, but it is an error on the first baseman, Barton, throwing that ball into left field. And here come the Strykers. They've got runners on first and second, and Chase Rodliff, who is catching today for the Strykers, steps in.
And again, I'll keep you guys reminded here as our scoreboard. It is 4-0. We are in the top of the second inning with nobody out, 2 runners on for the Strykers. That was my verbal description of what normally be the game changer scoreboard, Rob. How'd I do?
We don't have the game changer box on the screen.
I'm going to have to come up with
I was noticing you've got so many boxes there. It's starting to look a little bit like Tetris. I think his next movement is he's going to have the ad boxes because there's so many. Just start dropping down along the screen. Or maybe Space Invaders. Was that Space Invaders when they would start coming down?
Yeah. Rob, it's a good idea. Next game, Rob. Next game.
You'll have to watch the game as the ads start dropping down. You're trying, come on, move.
It's also not a bad tune-in plan, Rob. I like that, right? Keep doing that.
Runners on first and second. See all these marketing ideas that we keep giving Jeff Garrett. And in the meantime, John, our salaries, they never seem to change. We got a cold bottle of water.
I'll give you a chair.
Actually, was your water cold? I brought my own chair. That's not yours. My bottle of water was lukewarm when I got it today from Jeff.
Wait, you got water?
No,
Rob, I said to
notice
keep
that he brought
us.
you the big thing of Dunkin'. Yeah. Me, I got a bottle of water.
It's interesting with JD here. We mentioned Rob. It's usually Thursday Thursday nights at the Fourth Ward for comedy. JD, are you filling in?
Yeah, I guess. You got to keep the, do my part.
Speaking of the Fourth Ward, congrats to Coach Gary Duquette, the U19, his 250th win yesterday.
Saw that yesterday.
Quite an accomplishment.
Congrats, Coach.
Runner at first base is asking to get picked off.
Yes.
Runners at first and second, and there's a play down there. He gets back in safely. If the Mariners had a play especially with a lefty on the mound, where they could have the first baseman just quickly run in behind his lead, and sometimes at first base you just want you recognize that.
Yes.
Just let him get comfortable.
Yep.
Keep taking that big lead, and then you put the play on. Sometimes you'll see teams they'll start jabbing in behind the runner, and that really draws the runner's attention. All right, they're paying attention to me, but if you can get them sleepy at first, thinking that, no one's paying attention to me, I'm going to get even more aggressive, and that's when you put the play on.
Yep, agreed.
2-1 pitch from Rankin. It is pop foul on the right side.
A lot of times we'd have the catcher make a signal, like flap the glove or something like that. Like we're going to, so everyone knows I'm taking a shot down there at the end of this pitch.
Yeah.
Might be fielder moving in the backup, so he knows.
Could be a verbal cue as well
Yep.
that comes from the dugout that would allow everybody on the field to have an idea that there's a play coming on. 2-2 pitch from Rankin to Rodliff, the catcher for the Strykers. Curveball. That is pop foul. That's a good spoil. That was a good pitch. That was going to grab the outside corner.
Yep.
I remember keeping it in the family when your brother coached us in Babe Ruth. Do you remember this? We each had our own sign.
I'm
Do you
not
remember
surprised.
that? Do you remember? Maybe it was not. Maybe he didn't try it with you. When you were gone, they did it with us last year. But depending on where you were
had a
playing,
long list. Oh yeah.
When you were playing, you were supposed to know what that meant. It was interesting. It made it easier to see the signs.
Fastball that time is fouled off. Good at bat from Rodliff, really making the pitcher Rankin work.
Very good.
I remember mine was hand over the left eye. I still remember it to this day. Isn't that funny?
You got
and then I remember
you got the pirate side.
Remember what game he missed, and Jim Amarelli, of course, coached me in football at Uniontown, and he's over there trying to remember what sign everybody had.
It's impossible.
It was funny. Sorry, I'm just going to finish it. I'll let it go. And I remember at one point, somebody was on base, and he came over to the side. He's at the third base, just like pointing to second base to get him to steal. It's pretty funny. I digress. Maybe I should go to the Fourth Ward.
Well, sometimes you'll still see coaches with the old point to second base. That means it's time for you to run. Payoff pitch here with runners at first and second, nobody out to Rodliff. And he swings and misses. The first base is occupied, so he is not able to advance. It's a strikeout. And that is the first out of the inning. Radliff, who showed good discipline throughout that at bat, may have chased a pitch that was just outside, but you got to try to foul that ball off because he's been right around the plate.
For sure. Yep.
So Radliff is down on strikes. That brings up the pitcher, Pat Ainsworth. Ainsworth is hitting in the 8th spot in the order for the strike zone strikers. They are batting 10. There's an extra hitter that is in their lineup today. 1 out now in the inning. We're in the bottom of the second. Mariners with a 4-0 lead. The pitch fouled off the very end of the bat. Ainsworth was out in front of that.
I was just going to say, I got to see Rankin pitch a couple times in the high school season, and a lot in those games and now today, he's going more and more off speed. Even
he's pitching backwards.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think sometimes against him you have to go up. Normally you'll tell your hitters, look, we want to go up. We want to sit on the fastball. Yes. We want to attack fastballs. But with him, it's almost like you got to be ready to attack a curveball and pick up something that's off speed.
I was lucky enough to coach him in Little League, and you could tell at a young age he was a baseball sponge. Just loved to learn everything he could about the game.
Couple of runners on for the Strykers, and that ball is lined back up the middle, and it gets underneath the shortstop Parks into center field. 1 run coming towards the plate. The ball is going to be cut off. They have a throw back at second base, and now a runner hung up in a rundown. Mariners trying to take care of the ball, and they still have the runner hung up. I thought he could have got back to second base.
Me too.
Mariners are making a lot of throws here, and they will eventually make the play at second.
Good job by the Mariners. Everybody filling in there. You see the center fielder is in there, the right fielder, or left fielder is in there. Dubé was coming in, so good job by the Mariners executing the rundown. Well coached up by Coach Knowles there.
So Ainsworth reaches on an error. Frankly, that's a double play ball. That ball was hit hard right at the shortstop. Parks doesn't make a play on it. It gets underneath him. So an error. It's not a run batted in for Ainsworth. And then Belrose is put out on the rundown. He got caught advancing just off of second base. And there must have been, 5 throws that were in there. I lost track of the exact numbers.
I got a wrist cramp trying to follow it, Rob.
The putout will be tonight's lotto number.
Yes.
So
867-5309.
Yes.
Jenny.
It'd be a good song if you can write one for that.
So
yeah, good job. I thought Easton's first throw was a little early.
I totally agree. Yes.
A little long. Let's see him run him down a little bit more, but other than that, well executed all the way around by the Mariners.
After O'Connell gave it up to third base, I thought the runner should have just bolted back to second because it would have made a really long throw. Ideally, that's what you're trying to do, shorten the throws. Here's a ball to O'Connell at second. He picks it up, throws to Barton at first base, and that retires Ezra Bilvin, who was batting for the strike zone Strykers. So the Strykers get 1, couple of errors in the inning on the Mariners. So it's an unearned run at the end of 2 innings of play. It's the Clinton County Mariners 4 and the strike zone Strykers 1.
Little dire straits there, Rob, huh? I thought Rob was going to come in with something. I think he was enjoying the tune.
Are you back on?
Yeah.
You're allowed.
I'll sing if you want me to.
Now, John and I were trying to recreate the rundown to see if we could come up with the actual number.
Because you wanted to play the lottery.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
1, 4.
Yep.
Then to third base 5. Then back to second base to shortstop 6. Then to Rankin, who was in the baseline.
Yes.
And then we think the center fielder made the
tag.
final tag.
Yes.
So that is 145618.
Bingo.
Yes. Because everybody like I said, it was very well coached. The players all filled in the line, right? The last thing you want to do is don't
stand still.
Yeah, don't grow
Get
roots.
moving.
And Dubé was sprinting, and he was coming in to fill in the line. Catcher's probably got to stay put, but I thought a good job by the Mariners on that defensively.
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, to fit the 6 numbers, and that, even though they got everybody involved, that's still too many throws. And ideally in the rundown, you want to shorten the baseline, and we saw a couple of long throws that were made in that exchange.
Yep.
I could not fit all of those numbers in the box for
what's
Parker
the
Belrose.
rule, guys, as a defender? You want to run him back is the choice.
Make sure he doesn't advance.
Run him back to where he started.
Yes.
Luckin with a line drive that sails over the head of the shortstop Hernandez. It's a leadoff single for Clinton County. And the Mariners have a good opportunity to try to get a little separation here as we're in the top of the 3rd inning. They have a 3-run lead, 1 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd for the Mariners, and now a runner on base to lead off the 3rd.
Yep. Good hit by Luckin to lead off the inning. And going back to that rundown, every defender had the ball up, so you can see it. You don't want to keep it in your glove unless you know you're making the tag.
Or squares, pulls the bat back, the runner to second base. Luckin, it's a good throw, but he is just underneath the tag. It's a stolen base for Sully Luckin.
I think after the game, I'll go to Coach Knowles and say they must have some great high school coaches.
For sure.
Correct.
Somebody
taught them right.
It must have been Coach Graves over there.
Very likely.
Exactly.
Again, or squares. This time he gets it down, bunts it up the first base line, but it's going to roll foul.
Good job of the pitcher letting it go there.
Yes. Yep.
The other thing that you'll sometimes see players do when they're in a rundown is they'll get the ball up, and then they'll start making these little jabs, trying to fake the runner. But all that does is fake out your fielders.
Correct.
And the guys that are trying to help you get the put out. And that's another rule of thumb when you're in a rundown. No fake throws. Or squaring again. Pitch inside. Does a great job getting it down. It's up to third base line. Ainsworth fields his position well and does not make a good throw to first base. So it's a sacrifice for Orr that allows him to reach. It's a sacrifice. What allows him to reach is an E1 on the throw from Ainsworth, and now runners are at first and third with nobody out.
I think he had more time than he thought. And I know it's a tough play for the right-handed pitcher falling off to the left side, to the right side there. But I think he had more time to set his feet and make a good throw.
Ainsworth quick as a cat jumping off the mound, far faster than Jeff Guerin ever was when he was around the same age trying to field his position. Teams would often attack Jeff with bunts.
I agree if I could.
Would they bunt with the bases loaded and nobody out? Was that true?
Well, I mean, if they could get the bat on the ball. How's that, Rob? How's that?
There you go.
Sometimes very true. Yep. First pitch of ball.
More true when I was 15 than when I was 18, but, glory days, Johnny.
I get you. There's always a lot of strays flying on the broadcast, I've noticed.
Oh, it's funny, Rob, and maybe it's like, subconscious, whatever, but when you guys were going through how you run down, I had a flashback to Coach Butler in practice. We're taking them through, and the same thing. Don't shake the ball, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we're here at the 2026 Gary Butler Memorial Tournament. Coach Butler, just one of the North Country baseball legends, probably chained an Indian here. So, Johnny, we were telling some stories yesterday, Rob and I, and I'm sure you have your own. God, you grew up right down the hill from him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the other night, Friday night when I was here, I never played for Coach Butler. I always played against him. And whenever he saw me post high school, he always would look at me, shake my hand, and acknowledge me by my first name.
Yeah.
Which always, I thought, went a long way with me personally. And then the way I always coached my kids to make it a point, you want to learn names as fast as possible. And he always was always that way, so respectful. I couldn't be more appreciative. It went a long way to grooming me as a young man. So,
he loved talking baseball.
He did.
And he would give advice. It didn't matter if you were on an arch rival team. If you went to him and asked a question about something or looking for advice on something, he would not hesitate to point you in the right direction.
Agreed, yeah.
And I just threw up, Rob, the graphic we had made for the weekend, just running down his accolades. And, John, I know you know him well, as we'll get a pitching change here, but was a standout at Mount Assumption, right? And then went to Plattsburgh State. And again, third game we're talking about this if you've been tuning in. Hall of Famer at Plattsburgh State, playing baseball. Suniak was team MVP one year. Graduated as the all-time leader in strikeouts in a season, career strikeouts. Then he goes to Beekman High School, where, legendary, right? Baseball coach, 1980-85. Then I think he went back in, I think it was 89 to 2005. I'm looking at the right? Coach of the Year 3 times, 2 sectional championships. And then, oh, by the way, in the fall, when he, had nothing else to do, spent 20 years as the defensive coordinator and offensive line coach for Don Bambridge and those legendary teams.
Yep.
Well, Rob, they were legendary until I came, and then they both quit. But anyway,
We don't want to deal with that.
so that's why you see him in '89. He tried to go be the head coach, thinking, well, maybe I can trade things out now that Garrett's gone, and then he was like, no, he ruined the whole program. So anyway, but and then spent his summers helping out everywhere, but in his earlier years, post 20, he was part of that coaching staff that won the 1969 state championship for post 20. And throughout as long as I knew him, he was a professional baseball scout with the Mets and the Pirates, and I more so remember him with the Expos. But yeah, Johnny, I don't want to put you in the spot, but you've told that one story, but we were telling stories, and of course, I have a million, right? Having known him since I was 8, played baseball and football for him, and I asked Rowan Rank in our interview, so Brian, Rowan's dad, played with me. He's a year behind me, so he played with him too. So just a legend of the North Country baseball.
I have a lot of friends that went to Beekmantown, and I hear your stories. You played for him, and everybody is always in the same lane, right? But what impresses me and what separates legends, if you will, is the way the opponents talk about the coach, right?
I agree.
Like myself, I never played for him, but I had great stories. And I used to see him. I used to go to a lot of Expo games during those early 2000s, and you would see him up there, and I'm like, Coach Butler, how do you get those good seats? And then he gave me the deal, Not that it was hard to get a good seat in the Olympic Stadium.
Unfortunately, later in the late 80s, though, they were
they were
a good club. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Max
Mid-90s.
Max Coyer, a chance to do a lot of damage here. Infield is in for the Strykers. Mariners with a 4-1 lead. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. That pitch is outside. New pitcher for the Strykers is Darian Sun. He enters into the 2nd spot in the order. Ryan Pecor has been taken out of the lineup by the Strykers. Again, the bases loaded for Clinton County. Mariners with a 4-1 lead and a chance to really break it open here. Ground ball fielded cleanly at first base. Then they'll throw to the plate. Beating the throw home for the Mariners is Sully Lucken, so he will score. Coyer out at first base. He'll get an RBI. Lucken scores, hustling across the plate. And the other runners, Orr advances to 3rd base, and Parks advances down to 2nd base. Good play at first base for the Strykers by Chambers, as that was hit hard by Lucken.
I was going to say.
I should say by Coyer.
Tough luck for Max there because he hit the ball hard and only gets rewarded with the fielder's choice and RBI, right?
This ball popped up in foul territory. It's going to hit the deck.
I don't think he didn't pick that up from the start, the first baseman.
Probably a tough guy or two,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. He was playing up there on the Coyer ground ball. I thought he probably had a chance to come home, cut the rundown, get the force.
Mm-hmm.
But outs are good, and you reset.
Caslow fouling off the first pitch. Count 0-1. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Ball grounded back up the middle. 1 run is going to score. They'll make a play towards first base. Caslow is going to beat the throw. It's a single for Caslow. A run batted in as Billy Orr is able to score. And Kellen Parks moves down to 3rd base. Runners at 1st and 3rd. And again, a situation here where we'll see if the Strykers try to put a play on. They're going to run Waldron for the catcher. Orr has scored, so now 2 in the inning for the Mariners, with Parks sitting down at 3rd base and Caslow, the runner, at first base.
They went the courtesy runner, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
6-1 Mariners, a chance to add on. O'Connell with a big swing as he tried to turn on that pitch on the inside corner.
O'Connell, 15-year-old? Yes?
Not yet.
Wow.
14.
Wow. Very impressive then.
Where was that courtesy runner for catchers when I played?
Well, they saw you, John, and they said, well, clearly he does not need a runner.
No, yeah. I got thrown out in a home run once, I think.
I was going to ask, obviously the athletic ability comes from O'Connell's mom. Must be, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure on that.
Easton is down on the count 0-2. That pitch low and in.
So you see Dad over there. I'm zooming in on him, Rob.
Yeah.
Steadily looking in. Thinking about, could he be my quarterback someday? I think.
No doubt analyzing every
Yes,
single
yes.
situation.
Absolutely. That's what he does.
Runners
Great
at first,
coach.
first and third, one out. O'Connell sends one towards center field. It's right at him. Center fielder makes the catch. Play at the plate potentially. No. Coming in to score is Parks. It's a sacrifice fly for Easton O'Connell.
Yep. Good job by
And that scores another run for the Mariners.
Yep. Good job by Easton there. Just driving the baseball. Situational hitting with one out. Picking up that runner.
His mom taught him well.
She did a good job. Of course, I think, Rob, you know all the O'Connell boys. Riley and Zach and Brady and now Easton. So, I mean, not surprised the caliber of ball player that Easton is and is going to be.
Waldron, the runner, at first base.
Yeah, impressive. I just assumed he was 50, knowing coming from that team. I didn't realize he was younger than that.
I think Parks is young too, I believe.
Correct.
I don't think
Correct.
he's 15 yet.
Yeah. Same with the runner at first base, Jacoby Waldron, whose
Yes.
dad is Dave Waldron,
Yes, yeah.
who I coached when he played for the Mariners, went on to have a very good career playing for Plattsburgh State as well.
Yep. And Matt Owen, I believe, is also a young one. That's Chad?
Chad.
Correct, yeah. Yeah,
So
Matt
there's a
Matt
lot
was a
of-
freshman at Saranac.
So he's a little touch older? Is he-
Yes.
He's a,
Yep. Yeah.
Chad, if I remember right, Rob, was the ace for Express Lane in City Babe Ruth, if I remember correctly.
I'm gonna
Chad, correct me if I'm wrong there.
maybe you're right.
Yeah. You know who played for Express Lane? The one and only Billy Hunt, assistant coach of the U19 team. Yes. See the more useless stuff I remember, Rob Nolan?
I miss the fact that league no longer exists,
Agreed.
and I think about the number of opportunities that players had ages 13, 14, and 15 to play against good competition just within the area on a regular basis. And now it's kind of sad. You drive by South Acres and you drive by Bailey Avenue and Lefty Wilson Field, and there's hardly anybody ever playing on those fields.
Nothing going on. It's I was a Barcombs TV / Kiwanis Club alumni.
Okay.
So yes, you should. And if you're a baseball fan in the area and on a Tuesday night, you take a walk or
You'd find a game if you wanted to.
and you hang out for a couple of innings. And yes, absolutely.
Rankin is going to foul this pitch rather straight back.
I mean, you've coached high school kids and younger kids. I've done it. Well, I guess I'm going to ask, what's your opinion? Why? Why is it?
We were talking about this in one of our other broadcasts. I think there's more specialization.
Yeah.
I think in part it's societal. Sometimes people look at the requirement and the time the dedication that it really takes. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes people are just thinking, well, maybe that's not the lifestyle that we want to live. We don't want to spend our life at the baseball field.
Yeah.
Or maybe instead we're spending our life at the soccer field, or we're spending our life at the hockey rink. And there's more specialization going on, I think,
Yeah.
with athletics.
As someone that went through it with my son, obviously playing some college football, they cared less about his football, and they watched him play baseball and track and whatever else he did, because they said, we know you can play football. We want to see how you react and how athletically you are in other sports.
Payoff pitch again to Rankin is upstairs. It's a good at bat. He fouled off a couple of pitches. Eventually draws the walk that puts runners up to first and second. And I know, having worked a lot with USA Hockey and their philosophy, they're constantly trying to tell parents, we want your kids playing things other than hockey.
Yes.
Because if you just play hockey, you're really building up certain muscle structures, but there are other sports that will develop other parts of the body and help the overall development and growth of the athlete.
Agreed. And like I said, when Wagner was where Don went to school, they stressed that about him playing other sports and how they wanted to view that. It's easy to recruit a kid playing your sport you're being recruited in. How do you match up on other fields? And,
Wyatt Barton, the batter now for the Mariners. How would you answer the same question you asked me?
I think it's the specialization.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think now there's more summer soccer, and then there's always hockey, and then there's always basketball. But you never see baseball played in February.
Right. We were talking the other day about the number of three-sport athletes.
Yes.
And how that has continually decreased. You used to see
Yeah.
20 athletes per class that were playing 3 sports all the time. And now
I'd go on a limb and say all the top athletes played 3 sports,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When we were growing up.
Yep. And
a pitch up and in gets a piece of Wyatt Barton. He's one of the toughest cats on this field,
Yes,
I guarantee you that.
agreed.
So he's going to wear that, and he'll run down to first base.
Speaking of Robert Barton, did he play football at Saranac?
He
right?
does.
He does.
He's
Yeah.
got a good football
Yeah.
makeup.
Boy, they've come a long way, huh? Sectional
sure
champs
have,
last
yeah.
year under Dylan Everlith.
They've
He's
got a
done
good
hell
program.
of a job of that program. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we were talking the other night. Now we've lost the CVAC has lost Ty Condoroga.
Yeah.
To attrition.
Bummer.
So the bases are loaded for the Mariners. They've already plated 3 in the top of the 3rd inning. They have a 7-1 lead. Looking to add on with their designated hitter, Ryan Brown, in a prime opportunity. 2 outs as the Mariners look to get more separation and extend. This pitch gets to the backstop. Waldron starts, and then Wisely stops as it bounced right back to the catcher, Rodliff. So the Mariners not able to advance. It was a good decision by Jacoby Waldron. Remember, he's running for Caslow, the catcher, courtesy runner. So here's a spot drive pitch for Ryan Brown. He's up in the count 2-0. Pitch right down Broadway. He takes it.
Would you say baseball is the big loser with athletes? You know what I mean? Like,
I think the other thing that sometimes people look at, one of my frustrating, one thing that seems to me to be frustrating is you watch sometimes that pitch is down to Brown that runs the count to 3-1. Sometimes you'll watch at the younger levels, Little League practice or coach pitch practices, and there's a lot of standing around.
yeah, we were talking about that. Yes.
And there are other sports where there's constant movement. A lot of kids are looking at lacrosse, or they are playing soccer on a full-time basis.
I'm sure your hockey camp, you got kids moving. Everybody's moving all the time.
All the time. And in baseball practices can be made so much fun if you just have the help, and if you have the ability to keep kids moving and working on different things. And yeah, this is absolutely a fabulous sport, but sometimes the knock on baseball is the pace of the game.
Well, I was just gonna say, do the kids today not have the patience to play a game like that slows down in Major League Baseball with the pitch clock is trying to speed it up? And do you think that is a factor?
I think it could be. We're in a fast world nowadays.
We are. Yeah.
Everything's moving. The walk for Ryan Brown leads to a run. It's a run batted in for Brown. 4th run of the inning for the Mariners. They're now ahead 8-1.
It's a fast world except for my water.
Sully Luckin led off the inning with a single. He's already singled, scored a run, stole a base in this inning. Mariners now with a 7-run lead. The base is loaded. That pitch is inside to Luckin. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Ball got away, but not too far. Rodliff chases it down.
No, I agree with you. I was always lucky enough to have great coaches with me. Go up through the years of wherever I coached, and we always had something going on. We were never standing around. Kids are always moving. You got stations. You got whatever you need to do. I do agree that sometimes at the lower levels you see that, and I'm on board with you on that.
Count goes to 3-0 on Luckin. I think back to some of the Little League All-Star teams. You coached a number of them. I was fortunate enough to coach a number of them too. And we'd practice almost every single day.
Every day. Yeah.
And with here's another walk for the Mariners that's going to score a run. Rankin will come home and score. It's a walk and a run batted in for Luckin. And that keeps the bases loaded with the score now 9-1. And Billy Orr will come in. He's also scored a run in the inning.
Yeah, I know you used to coach with Coach O'Connell. And
Yes.
And the parents always bought into what you guys were doing. And you had a tough practice, but you had fun, and it was a reward at
The end of every practice, we had a challenge.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what's the challenge today, Coach? What's the challenge today? And when we said at the end of practice, okay, guys, we're going again tomorrow, there wasn't one kid who raised his hand and said, oh, Coach, we really have to practice again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes in the middle of practice or at the end of practice, we'd all go get ice cream.
Ice cream.
Or we'd go get lunch somewhere together. Or it was just trying to build that camaraderie and the fact, we're in the summertime. We've got a little bit more time to have some fun and to practice our skills and just could not wait to get to the field for what we were going to work on the next day.
Yep, I think the post practice is almost as important as the practice itself.
Mhm.
I mean, I had great parents. They would bring, like you said, they would bring coolers of water and sandwiches or hot dogs, and we always would take our time post practice to get together and just have fun. The cornhole boards would come out along the first baseline or something.
We used to put a garbage can from over at Bailey Avenue at home plate,
Yes,
and we go out to center
yes.
field.
Yep.
And sometimes we would put sprints or something like that on the line, running the bases on the line. And if somebody could throw it, here's a ball that is played towards second base. The throw is late or is able to beat it out. That's an infield single and a run batted in for Orr. Lucken moves up to second. Brown moves over to third. Barton scores. And it is now 10-1.
Little humpback liner there that was landed and looked like it was mowing the grass. It was spinning so much, so tough play. But yeah, we used to do a bucket from center field. We'd stand a bat up on home plate.
Yes,
It,
same
you know,
thing.
it hits the bat. We used to take the ball bucket and we'd do the underhand toss. If there were so many kids, you had to get so many in
Yeah.
on the toss from 10 feet away.
We'd have a bunting competition
Bunting
sometimes at the end of
competition.
practice.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yep. But yes, I agree.
So it's going to be another pitching change. And it looks like they're going to bring in Pete Steven, who is listed as an extra hitter in their lineup.
So Rob and John, while we have a pitching change, I brought in Coach Ryan O'Connell. Coach, we were just talking. I'll let you guys take it over, Rob and John, but just about kids, right, and the numbers, and obviously you coach. There's a coach you don't. I know there's a sport you don't coach, right? But and then we talked about Ticonderoga. So I don't know, Rob, you want to have any questions for Coach here? I think he'd know as well as anyone, right?
Well, we were just talking about the decrease in the number of kids participating
in
and
multiple sports.
In multiple sports, and we're just trying to kick around ideas as to why that might be happening, and what we're seeing and what's going on, and maybe why that's taking place.
I think it's it's the technology. Personally, I think in the classroom we see it also with like the cell phone use, and it's like we talk to other football coaches. Football's hard. Like soccer's hard. You gotta go do a lot of running, and you give up like a good 3 weeks of your summer when you play a fall sport. And kids these days don't seem to want to give that up.
Societal.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of societal issues that are or changes that are taking place.
Yeah. You go to like we talked to our football kids at Peru, and I know it's for everywhere, but you practice 5 days a week and you play one game.
I agree.
And kids don't want to do that anymore. At least soccer you get 2-3 games a week, but you're still starting August 16, 17, and while your friends are on the lake.
I know in the most recent high school baseball season, I was just looking at the number of players on different schools and their roster size. And there are a lot of teams that had 10 kids, 11 kids, 12 kids. And it used to always be baseball. There'd be 15 to 18 players on just about every school's team. And the numbers are down there. And I think coming down the road, we're going to see more and more mergers taking place as well in sports where maybe you haven't seen them before.
Yeah, absolutely. All Sable's going to Peru for at least a year. You got Ty going to Mariah, which you probably thought would never happen 5 years ago.
But didn't they reject it a while back too at one time?
They might have.
I can't remember.
Ty going, that's their rival. That's a big rivalry. It's like Peru going to Beamantown, or Plattsburgh. That's a big rivalry.
We would have never taken you, Coach. But talk a little more about that, Coach. I mean, and my curiosity is, what do you guys do in schedule now, right? I mean, the schedule, I seen it both Sable and Ty on it, yeah.
So with the schedule, as of now, we're keeping the schedule, is what I was told, and we have to go out and find 2 bye games.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be really hard. But Section 2 recently had I just talked to John before this game, Cambridge, who's a perennial state champion in Section 2, folded.
What?
Cambridge has folded the football program. It was Cambridge Salem.
Financially or numbers?
Numbers. And they're perennial, state Final Four team.
Yeah.
And they were with Salem, and Salem was good. So that does open a game for our section. We have a good relationship with a couple guys in Section 2, and I think we're good there for at least one of our schools to find one game. But 2 games is really hard, and I know Beamantown and Saranac Lake have found a game with Vermont School on their bye week original. So therefore, if with that happening, that's an option was to redo the schedule and play everybody twice that was not in your class. So that would give us like Mariah, Saranac Lake twice. But that's also going to be a conflict because, like I said, Saranac Lake and Beavertown found a bye game. So now you have to incorporate that so they don't break their commitments. If I had a guess, I think we're going to go with the schedule we had and go find games if you want them. Or you're going to play 6 football games.
Well, we were talking before the game, like you said, and the bye week matches up with you were playing Ausable and Plattsburgh was playing Ty.
Yeah, week 8.
Class, you're both in the same class.
Yeah.
You're probably going to face each other or could face each other the week later in the playoffs.
Very possible.
Is that something that you and Plattsburgh, is that
right.
Is that something that you each want to do?
Well, like
like
Section 2 has one team available that week,
Right.
so one of us probably will have to be a coin flip unless somebody wants it and someone doesn't want it.
Great. Yeah, I see. Yep.
And it is that game is Warrensburg, Lake George. So you also have to think about Section 2. Do they want the game? They could say no, I don't want to play.
Because their playoffs are a little deeper than ours.
Right. So they could say no, I want to buy. Get ready for next week.
And how do you approach that? I mean, I've coached it. How do you approach it? Do you want to send out your starting running back, giving him 35 carries, and
run the risk of injury?
Yeah. You got to play, right? You got to play to stay fresh. So it's a fine-tune situation. It's a tough call, right? You want to stay fresh, but you don't want injuries. I mean, last year we went into OFA and Brody Blaze Smith broke his leg on the first drive, and then we moved the ball really well that first drive, and then
change the whole nature of your season.
Yeah, because he's the middle linebacker too, so it changed everything.
First batter of the game, Pete Steven for the Strikers, grounding out to Kellen Parks, made a nice play. 6-3 the putout, 1 out in the bottom of the third.
And again, folks, thanks for your patience. We're talking with Peru head football coach Ryan O'Connell, who also coaches the Mariners U15 team and has been in the youth and high school sports game for a long time, right?
Yeah, long time.
You started when you were 12, I think, right? And you've been in about 20 years. So, no, we appreciate it. And folks, I hope you're enjoying the conversation. It was really something, Rob, as you and John were talking about sports and local sports, I figured, hey, let's go to the horse's mouth kind of thing, right? And, especially with football and baseball being such a hot topic. So, Rob, we'll kick it back to you.
So where were your numbers at, Rye, just with Peru kids, and then you add in Ausable Valley?
So right
just talk about the big picture in terms of numbers-wise where you are.
Right now we're about 25 to 27 kids, which is still low. We do have our summer workouts at Peru going.
Is that the varsity level, 25, 27?
Yeah.
At the varsity?
Yeah, varsity.
A lot of schools would kill for that.
With the Ausable kids mixed in or just Peru kids?
So as of now, our summer workouts, we have 3 Ausable kids that have shown up for the summer workouts. That's it. My understanding, there's around 10 that could come. So we'll see what happens on August 17th to see if they decide to come or not. But right now in our summer workouts, we have only 3, and that gives us 27. So without those kids, 24, that's a low number.
Think back 10 years ago. What was your typical roster size, not just for you, but maybe for teams around the league?
Like 30, 35.
Yeah.
And now we're down to 24. And
And you have a healthy program.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about the lower levels, JV, modified, same concern?
I think we'll be around 25 for both. So that's like 75 kids in our school playing, give or take.
Do you hear concerns with other fall sports as well, like with soccer? And I know golf has been moved to a fall sport now. Are there similar numbers crunches taking place with other traditional fall sports like soccer?
I have not heard of soccer numbers being bad. Ausable went to Willsboro.
Yep.
For soccer, but
interesting.
I don't know anything else.
Quinlan Salvatore flying out to left field, second out of the inning, back-to-back outs for the Strikers, and that brings up Darian's son.
I think the big school soccer programs are fine in numbers.
Yeah.
You've coached football a long time. I've been around, and you see it. And I think a lot of people, if you're not a true North Country football fan or high school football fan, a lot of times your running back is your middle linebacker.
Yep.
And he's also he's a blocker on special teams or returning kicks. He's the punter or the long snapper. Those niche,
our North Country, our North Country athletes, have to do everything for their teams. You get to Section 2 in the quarterfinals, You know, some of those they're real good players are going both ways, but they got a lot of kids going one way.
You know, at Plattsburgh or Seton, when I was at Seton with Coach Ryan, we'd have 10, 11 kids. It's the same kids going both ways.
Yep.
You know, and Dom's playing. He said that was one huge adjustment at the college level. I don't have to worry about getting my work in on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
You know, I just have to concentrate on what I got to do, my routes and my breaks. So, it's football is really tough because, like you said, you have a lot of kids that go up here, especially that are on the field for 48 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
Here's a walk for Darian Sun, base runner for the Strykers in the bottom of the third inning. We were also talking about the number of three-sport athletes. 10 years ago, there might be 15 to 20 kids in the class that were three-sport athletes. Nowadays, that number continually seems to be dropping.
Yep. Down to 10, 5, like you said. I can only speak for Peru, but Peru, we have quite a few three-sport athletes. You know, our senior class last year, we graduated 19. And they were 3 or 4 kids that went all 3 seasons.
Plattsburgh does in the gymnasium if you pop it up.
Yeah, popped in the infield. And it is grabbed by Orr at third base, and that ends the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, as I said, at Plattsburgh, they do what's the 42 and 43 club.
Let me just quickly, Coach, you're welcome to stay with us as long as you like. Really enjoy it and appreciate the time. Just going to give a little shout out to one of our sponsors here at Huddig Nissan. If you're looking for a new Nissan in Plattsburgh, Huddig Nissan offers an exciting lineup of the latest Nissan models built for a wide range of lifestyles and driving needs. And you know what, Coach? It's the Clinton County Fair starts tomorrow. And, you know, if you go to Nissan and do a test drive, they'll give you a free admission to the Clinton County Fair.
Oh, I'll have to let my wife know. She's looking for a new vehicle.
You know, please take advantage of that. If you're searching for a trusted Nissan dealership in Plattsburgh, visit Huddig Nissan, where exceptional customer service, a massive vehicle selection, and straightforward automotive solutions come together. That's Huddig Nissan, 822 Route 3 in Plattsburgh, just south of the fairgrounds, or visit them at HuddigNissan.com. And again, if you want to support PSN, support our sponsors, the best way to do it. Coach, again, we appreciate it. You're welcome to stay with us as long as you like. JD, I know you had a question. Sorry I cut you off there.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just saying we were talking about the three-sport athletes Rob brought up. Plattsburgh in the gym has the 43 and 42 club. They have a banner on the wall, the students that competed 4 years, either 2 sports or 3 sports.
That's a good idea.
But as you see it, I've noticed, I mean, Dom was a 3-sport, and the kids that graduated his class, a little bit of satire, but it's gone from a banner to a sheet of paper.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the decline, and both boys and girls.
Yeah. And
you see athletes not playing a school sport, they're playing a travel sport. They're not playing school volleyball, they're playing travel volleyball.
Yep.
It's a tough time right now for and I'm going to bring this up. We're in a 10-1 game, right? Top of the 4th. Is this part of an issue for baseball? Because football, you run the clock. Hockey, you can run the clock. Baseball, you may be here. It's 10-1 right now in the 4th. You have a run rule, but is the patience level not there to sit here on a Sunday morning when it's a 10-1 baseball game? You know?
These guys are out here playing baseball, hopefully having fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you fall behind and you start thinking, is the pool open?
Yes.
Lake Champlain open today?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You brought up an interesting point, though, with the devices. How did you find you're in the elementary school. I'll tell you, in the high school, New York State put a law in place that banned cell phones in all schools, and it made a huge difference and really helped the high school setting and the tension in the classroom. But that really is an interesting point to bring up, that we're in our society now so focused on instant gratification. We want things quickly. We want to do what we want to do, and sometimes it's the dedication, as Max Coyer grounds a ball towards second base, and the patience, and the ball goes off the glove of the first baseman. So it's an error that allows Coyer to reach at first. Thought that was a good throw right off the top of the first baseman's glove. Yep. So we'll score that E3, Coyer at first base on the error. But so it's just changes maybe that are happening society-wide that are leading to some of the lower numbers across the board. We've seen changes in the Little League, right? We've seen changes with But we were talking about the Babe Ruth League.
Yeah.
Right. When you were coming up, did you ever play in the
No.
City Babe Ruth League?
No, when I was coming up, I was county at Peru.
So they still had county
and then
baseball
until post 20, yeah.
Is there still a county baseball program?
Yeah, but not Pony, not Babe Ruth,
Right.
just
Just
stops
lower
at 12,
level.
yeah. But with Plattsburgh Little League opening their boundaries
Yes.
over 10 years ago,
Yep.
that has really helped.
But we were talking about how you drive by South Acres and Lefty Wilson. There's hardly ever a game going on at those fields.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes to the higher level. Right? CVBL done to 4 teams.
Yeah, right.
You know, so it doesn't. It's not just a kid problem.
Right.
Which I will say, JD was thinking the ways we got discussing Plattsburgh City Babe Ruth is Rob and I were the 1985 City Babe Ruth champions on Merkles. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Jeff will be signing autographs after.
I did not know that, but
I think the first Plattsburgh State game we did with Rob this year, I brought I dug out my Merkles championship jacket from from '85, and I asked Rob if he still had his. It fit well, Rob. I think right. It was like Tommy Boy with the fat guy in a little coat. But anyway, I digress.
It's interesting, though. One sport that seems to have taken off a little bit with numbers, at least I see this when I'm at the golf course, and you've been coaching golf.
Yeah.
The interest in golf has really seemed
golf's
to
really
grow.
high. Yes, golf is really high.
You know, I'm on the golf course 6 days a week, not playing but working.
It's busy.
And the number of kids that
Kids are playing golf
every day. They're and I was out there. I stayed a little later in the afternoon. The kids program out of Bluff Point. Unbelievable the amount of kids they had, and I see Brady and his buddies out there out there playing golf. So
golf does seem to have picked up.
It does. I agree. That's a good point.
Part of that, I think, too, is a product of COVID. It was one of the few places and one of the few sports that you could actually go and participate in.
Yep.
When COVID hit, so many things were shut down, and the golf course was still available, and that's when a lot of kids started playing golf.
Coach, I don't know if you want to call this at bat for us, but
did he want to hit right-handed?
No. I mean,
I saw him. You were looking over there. You were shaking your head.
You know, kids these days aren't ever happy, so they have to change bats every at bat. You know.
Well, we were talking before. I mean, obviously, I wasn't around with Rob and John were talking about your other kids, and my comment was, your wife must be a hell of an athlete.
Absolutely. They get all the talent from her, all the speed. Yeah, yeah. I was fortunate enough to coach with Rob here, all the way up Little League, and
2017 we had a real good run.
Well, talking about that, Rob, you would talk about running practices, trying to keep the kids active, right?
At the end of every practice, we always had a challenge.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was trying to land a ball on the top of the hitting cage that we had out beyond the left field. See who could toss a ball up and hit one onto the cage, or throw a ball onto the cage. And every day they were just always anxious to get back to have practice, and we had fun. And
yeah, that's one thing I do in our football and Mariners baseball practices is like keep the kids moving. Like you don't have to be here 2 hours. Like a lot of coaches have 2-hour practices, a lot of standing around. Like if you're here an hour and you're doing your stuff, then you're done. Like group hitting, group fielding, maybe doing cutoffs, pitchers covering first, just get your stuff done.
Focusing on specific skills, certain groups. There's a ball that is hit up the middle, and the run will score from second base pretty easily. That is Matt Owen, who had gone into the lineup for Joey Caslow. He singled. Easton O'Connell singled, and now Owen Rankin singles up the middle. It's an RBI for Rankin and another run for the Mariners, and it puts the lead to 11. They're now ahead 12-1.
Coach, I want to take advantage of the time we have with you. Talking about football practice, of course, makes me think about playing at Beekman Town for Coach Butler. And obviously we're here, the Gary Butler Memorial Tournament, North Country baseball legend. Don't want to put you on the spot. I guess did you have it seems like everyone has a story or two, whether it was just Coach Butler remembering your name or,
No, like I was a little bit younger when Coach was done. And, I think I have heard a lot of stories like with my father and like that, and being around baseball when I was young with my dad because he was an umpire, and seeing Coach Butler there. But I didn't really personally know him, but we knew of each other. Yes.
Owen Dubé is going to bat for himself, lifting the DH Ryan Brown after Barton just flew out to left field.
I still have some beef with your dad, a couple outside pitches that he didn't give me against Glens Falls, but we'll take that up later.
Okay, no problem. Oh yeah, when he was umping basketball, baseball, I usually traveled around the sporting events with him and found something to do at the games. You know, that's probably where my love of sports came from. You know, I think my family is a sports family with O'Connell and Beauvais. So I think that, you know, we're definitely a sports family.
Dubé reaches out at a pitch that's over the outside corner, hooks it into left field. It's a base hit for Owen Dubé. Bases are loaded for the Mariners. One of the things that I appreciate, the burnout level coaching can be really high. You've done this a long time. How do you still find the energy? We're not getting any younger.
I'm going to jump in and say at one point he told me that's how he stays married, Rob.
That is probably accurate. Nikki just says, "Go ahead." I said, "I'll be back." She said, "Okay, I'll see you later."
Well, that's so ingrained in your family, though. Yeah. Everybody's been involved in sports, and it's been such a part of your life. But as Easton starts to enter high school now, the time and all think about the thousands of miles you traveled to hockey rinks and to baseball fields and
we just we were driving home. Where were we driving home last night from Lake Placid? No, 2 nights ago from Lake Placid, we were driving home together. I looked at her. I said, "We only have 4 years left." You know, we've been doing it since what? Riley's 12, right?
Sure.
So that was. He's 25, so like 15 full years. Oh, yeah, since he's 10, so 15 full years we've been traveling North Country.
Yep.
You know, remember the old circuit of Peru, Messina, Malone, Plattsburgh, that old Ford tournament circuit?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know, so yeah, we sat in the car. I looked at her, so we got 4 years, and I was like, wow.
Jacoby Waldron batting. He sends a ball down the right field line, and it is a fair ball. And the Mariners at this point advancing 90 feet. So Jacoby Waldron with a single and an RBI.
It's really good to see the younger guys contributing to the junior program. And like last week in Oswego, we went because they were short numbers, and the junior players have done a really good job accepting the younger kids in, knowing that they're a little low on numbers. And you know, I told the kids last week that it was really nice for them to accept the younger kids, because you don't always have to,
right?
You know, and it's really, they've done a nice job in welcoming them. And we have a number of kids that just rotate games with the juniors to make sure they have enough.
Or reaches out, similar to Dubé's at bat, reaches for a pitch that is just off the outside corner and hooks it into left field. And another run in for the Mariners. Rankin will touch the plate. That makes it 14-1.
Well, speaking of Owen, I got a chance to talk to him after the first game yesterday, Coach. I asked him about that, about the value of that in the Mariners program, of being able to play up, play down, work on things, get some experience against older kids.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
infield leading, by the way, at 14-1.
I know they were in last, I bet. Yeah.
You know, this weekend we were in Lake Placid's tournament, and our 15U team played 3 outstanding teams from Rochester. And I explained to the kids, like, that's where you have to get to if you want to be really good. And you know, there's a
ground ball to third. They'll get the force out at second base. That allows a run to score. So it's a fielder's choice for Park. He'll get credit for an RBI. Parks will reach at first base. Put out at second base goes 5-4, or is out at second.
Yeah, I mean, one of the kids we saw from AP Elite was a kid from playing for a Rochester team, but from Vermont. You know, he was sitting 86, and that we don't see that up here. You know, we just that's how you get better. You don't get better, you know, seeing 65, 70 mile fastballs. If you want to go on, you have to hit that
For sure. So going back to the practices, we always thought, my always take was quality over quantity, right? If I can get something done in 1:45 instead of going 2.5 hours,
absolutely,
that's what you want to do. Yeah. Have you, all your years of coaching, have you had to change your practice plan, schedule, like trim it down? Do you just
no?
Your kids have adapted, they power through or go through your workout schedule.
You know what I'm saying? But growing up and learning, you know, and I'm going to say, learning from Rob and his practices, everybody was moving, and I played for Larry Ewald at
Yep.
Peru, and baseball and football, and Chris Mazzella for basketball. Like all our practices, we never like people think like our practices at Peru were really long. They weren't. Like
Right.
Larry, we might have in preseason we had a 4-hour practice, but it's not really 4 hours. It's you had a break in between. It was
Yes.
only like 2.5, and then that's what the double session used to be. Now, if you try to run double session now, nobody would show up.
Correct. Agreed. Agreed.
No, so like Rob's practices, Larry's practices, everybody's moving, nobody's staying around. Like football, you got to do one.
Yeah, I was going to. Well, it's interesting, right? Talking about local sports, whatever. I want to thank Chris Consulting, Steve Chris, obviously a coach. I think you would agree, one of the biggest supporters of local youth,
Yes.
high school, college sports. If you're a senior and you're looking for some Medicare help, visit Chris Consulting. You'll get year-round support from someone who grew up right here in the North Country. You won't be just a number either, because with Chris Consulting, you'll get personalized service from the region's premier and most trusted Medicare broker. Again, we thank Steve Chris, an umpire, played for Coach Gary Butler, baseball and football. Actually played exactly for Coach Butler. He was a lineman and played a great linebacker, went to St. Lawrence. But yeah, I mean, ironically, right, we come up with Steve's library and coaching degree, one of the I mean, for years now, biggest supporters of giving kids the spotlight, and just one of the solid individuals in our community.
Absolutely, Steve does a lot for the youth, especially the Mariners program in general. And he's gives back by umpiring. Umpiring is not an easy job. That's giving it. You give back by umpiring.
So how long does your season go in the summertime? You go almost until the start of fall sports
for
15? Baseball. Yeah.
No, we will be done. Our home tournament is our last weekend, so it's the end of July.
Okay.
So we in the last few years have given the kids July 4th off, because I think that's important for families, because it is a long summer, to not burn them out. And then we end August 1st, so they have a little 2-week layoff, do their family vacations, and then get to fall sports.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our schedule.
Again, folks, we're visiting with Peru head football coach Ryan O'Connell and coaches many other sports, subbed in for the Class A Section 7 girls basketball team this past year. Congratulations on that, Coach. And,
I'm coming back.
Yeah? You are coming back? Okay.
One more.
Okay.
I said one more.
That's only because Reese Dupree has another year. Let's be honest, Coach.
That helps, right?
That helps. But we have a lot of talent at Peru. As I've said multiple times, you can't win championships with one player. You got to have a good cast. 5, 6, 7 for basketball will be girls this year, so I'm excited.
You had done girls basketball previously, right? Didn't you do that for a number of years?
For like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I took like 10 years off, and I was asked to finish the season, so I did. And then I told our athletic director I'll come back this year, and with golf moving to the fall, I told Coach Marino I'd go back with him if he wanted me. So
did he take you up on the offer?
He did.
Interesting.
Coach, I appreciate you talk. Of course, the red and gray blood in me is boiling listening to you talk about Peru athletics. Coach Frechette, I apologize if you're listening. You know where my loyalty is. You know where my heart is. Anywho.
Yeah. So.
And here I thought Potassium Sports Network was a neutral sports observer of things in the North Country.
We are, Rob. We are. But, push does come to shove every now and then if you're going to talk Peru Beepantown football. Plus, he has Beefy Way coaching with him. You know how many times that guy sacked me?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Memories, Rob. Nightmares, I should say.
If you look around the diamond right here, I just looked down at first base, and Wyatt is playing short right field.
Literally.
We were entertained by some of the hops at third base yesterday.
Oh yes, and you know what the best part about this is? It's going to be really nice to. Gary has put a lot of time into this.
Yes.
Chris Story, Billy Hunt, they put a lot of time into this program, and Gary's looking to turf it. So hopefully this is the last summer of dirt here.
Boy, that would be amazing if they could get that done.
Yes.
It takes a lot of revenue.
Gary says we have a lot of donations. So if you got anybody else want to donate to the turf at, big picture here, we just got a brand new backstop.
Every year something is added on.
Yes. Gary's done a great job.
Full turf or just the infield, like Plattsburgh?
Infield like Plattsburgh High School is my understanding.
Well, just love where they're going. I mean, it'd be nice to create. I mean, Rob, you mentioned Lefty Wilson, right? To have that kind of home of North Country baseball, right?
Well, I know they were talking about hosting sectionals here. Like Gary loves high school baseball.
Yeah.
Gary's a baseball guy, and so I mean this would be a nice place to host it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what you guys know, but they're tearing this up this week. Behind here, they're supposed to be tearing this up and making this
Chris had
tarmac.
told me that. Yeah.
And we have a home tournament in 2 weeks, so that could be interesting. But yeah, this is going to be all tarmac where we're standing now, and that will be all turf. And yeah, Gary's. I don't know who's paying for it. I think Gary is, but
It's a lot of Miller Lights at Fourth Ward, Coach.
yeah.
Ground ball to shortstop. Parks. High throw to first base, but a big target. Barton waiting to receive that throw. Chambers is out. 6-3. Solid play from Parks. 2 outs in the inning. It brings up Parker Belrose.
Well, Coach, again, we thank you for joining us. I mean, insights that are invaluable for sure. For
Anytime. I really enjoy
three
this.
guys like us that have been out of it, and of course myself, who's been gone and came
You do a
back
couple
last
of Little
summer.
League games?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard you do at least one.
I
with
did
John.
one little with John, but I had to get a haircut that night, so I was a little late to the game.
Yep.
And then I did the Peru AP playoff game.
Yes, right, yeah, baseball, yeah. Which we chose the wrong game that day.
Now, was your
Unfortunately,
salary-
Northeastern had that.
Was your salary bet
Really?
any better than ours?
No.
I got a a warm bottle of water.
I give him extra quotes in football games.
Oh, boy.
That's his path.
You know what I'm really excited for, though? I'm really excited for if we do ESPN game day.
PSN game day.
I know. I was getting there. I just hadn't got that far yet. Changing that to PSN game day. Like, on the field, you need a mascot. You know how they sit there? Those 4 guys sit there on game day?
Yeah.
You need to be able to who's that guy that puts that
Corso.
mascot?
Lee
Curso?
Lee Corso.
You need one of those for you need to find a mascot like a Nighthawk or an
Well,
eagle. You need to put an eagle head on, or a
Unfortunately,
hornet.
the perfect guy is your defensive coordinator.
Beefy would have a great time with
Who
that.
could that be? We need to find somebody with that type
Rob
of
Knowles, I'm sure
personality.
sign
No,
him
no,
up
no,
and
no.
retire.
No,
I'll
that
retire
Lee
that.
Corso was a
Sign him.
football guy. We need somebody who has that football background to come in and be like that. By the way, the last out of pop out, Belrose pops out to the catcher, and that's the 3rd out of the inning.
Johnny won't be available on those days. Probably you'll be traveling.
Yeah, if I'm available, I can throw on it.
Imagine sitting in like Beatmantown's end zone, Plattsburgh's end zone, Saranac's end zone, Peru's end zone with
You
a
gave me an
table.
idea. You know what I might do? So when we're at Beekmantown, we'll have Justin Bichette do it. At Saranac, we'll have Brent Dennis. Right, we'll get the
Yeah.
athletic directors.
Amy
involved.
Marshall.
Coslow, Amy Marshall. Right. That might be the idea, Coach. Rob, what do you think?
You know how things are though in the fall. You can have all these plans, and the first game you're going to show up and it's going to be in the middle of a downpour.
Yeah. Well,
So you better have a whole bunch of covers ready to go.
I do have a schedule update.
Please.
Peru is opening up with Potsdam on a Thursday night.
Is that in Potsdam?
No, that's in Peru now.
Ooh,
They
at
can
the
change
Apple Bowl.
sites on a Thursday night.
I'm about to.
Coach Way is not happy.
Is it?
It's opening NFL night.
Oh, is that? So that's a third. So it's not the
The
third.
3rd.
After Labor Day.
No,
Well, as
September 3rd. It's our week 0
Week 0.
non-league game.
Rob,
But-
I noticed they reset the scoreboard. Was that the 5th inning? we were
I
in?
know we're going to the 5th inning right now.
So I don't know. Have you noticed that? Or maybe scoreboard just got
Well,
unplugged or
thankfully,
something?
Jeff, I do have a scorebook in front of me.
Yeah,
so
well, that's why I asked you, because I have no clue. Reminds me of the scoreboard at Clinton Community College a couple times in sectionals this year. Mr. Spruce was kicking the wire or something. Anyway, I digress. But well, Coach, that's exciting news. But yes, we are looking.
Yeah.
That is the plan. That's the big idea for football, and hopefully, if it goes well, we'll take it to soccer. And what I want people to know mostly is, and again, in the interest of, DFCU, you see on the screen here, one of our, longtime partners. They've been with us, Rob, I think since Cardinal Hockey, and started last October, and huge supporter of local sports. So we thank DFCU, Dannemora Federal Credit Union, Chris Hay, great high school hockey player in the day, the CEO, Anna Channel, who's been great to work with as our marketing director. The hope is to get sponsors involved, Coach, and get them on site, just like you see, and interacting with the fans. Like we really.
Did you ever reach out to Andy Lamonto?
I have. I had
All
talked
right.
to Andy. Yeah, the hope is to really create a really interactive opportunity. Get the fans there early, right? Get them there early to the game.
Yeah.
give them a good time, give them an
You know what?
opportunity.
You need to do that field goal kick they do.
We're gonna coach.
What's that? Who does that kick?
yeah.
On
Coach, you're
game
giving
day?
away all my
Oh,
surprises.
sorry.
That's
sorry.
the
No, seriously, Coach.
the old
These
punter.
are all the plans.
Yeah.
He used to put
Oh,
all the
Mac-
money behind it.
McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee.
McAfee,
Yeah.
yes.
We need
Yeah.
a kick. We need a field goal
Punter for the Colts.
before the
No,
teams
we
come
want
out.
to do. We want to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So and again, for the kids, right?
Yeah,
and you can
gotta
look at this
offer
as for the other kids.
Got to offer $1 million to make it from the 40-yard line.
Well, each coach.
From the 4-yard line or 40?
$40 million.
I'll start at the 4.
I think I got one.
Pat
Maggie.
Pat Kelleher, the football coordinator, he told me each coach was donating $1 million.
Oh,
Is that
yeah,
not
easy.
true? Okay,
That might be true.
All right. I'll have to check with Joe Fish on that.
Yeah, see if Joe will.
Maybe
donate
they'd settle
$1 million.
for free lunch at their school for the week.
There you go. Oh yeah, it has to be a student, right? Yeah. I mean,
There
I
you
think
go.
I got
There
Maggie.
you go.
Maggie might be able to kick one from the 40 and win $1 million.
Yeah. Thank God she's gone.
Yep, she's gone.
Speaking of which, who was your kicker this year? Maggie Garrow. They worked
TBA.
4 years, right?
Yeah.
4 years.
That
Maggie
means open
Garrow.
tryouts.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I saw a couple of the flag players.
Hey,
who could,
you haven't asked me who the quarterback is yet. You usually
well,
always do. So
I don't want
everyone
to give
hears
up
about
too
it.
many secrets. I mean, I do have Joe Fish listening in, taking notes, but I don't want to give too much away. And Owen Rankin, I think, is listening in too. He
Yeah.
wants to know he's got to go. But
I coached Owen in Little League, his last year Little League, and I think it was with Brady, my third son. Owen's a great kid.
Yep.
Like I really enjoy Owen.
Took over CSCA for me.
Yes, I did.
I think I still have the most career wins. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Did you catch me?
No, we went to City Police.
Oh, you got traded.
Yeah, we got shifted. Franchise moved.
Cal Anderson with a fly out to center field.
And did you guys pack up at like midnight in the Mayflower van and take off?
Just switched uniforms one day. Oh, we're gonna try a third bat today. We'll see which one works.
hopefully, Mom picked it out.
No, I
Is
think
he-
he's just going down the line picking bats now.
So he's borrowing bats. He doesn't have 3 of his own.
Absolutely not. He has one.
That's
bat.
not in the budget.
He's
No.
got one. What's more fun, buying baseball bats or hockey sticks?
How about hockey skates?
Oh, jeez.
Those are expensive.
I was lucky. Dom retired from hockey
Hockey?
at the age of 5.
Yeah. Well, we saved
Yeah.
two of Zach's skates, so he might be getting ready to go into those.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Pitches outside. The
Not bad,
score is
though.
15-1.
That bat's almost as big as he is.
So, Coach, you mentioned that Thursday night against Potsdam.
Yep.
Any other surprises on the schedule? Even other teams that you know playing out of the conference?
For that week, for week 0,
Yeah,
I think Beavertown's at OFA.
Okay.
I think Canton's at Saranac.
Okay. Good game.
Saranac Lake is at Messina.
I believe Franklin Academy come to the Hornets,
Yep,
right? I'm not
Malone
sure
at
what the date
PHS.
is, yeah.
Salvatore, the new pitcher for the Strykers. Ball going out to right field is caught.
I'm not
So
sure of
2
the
outs in the
dates,
inning.
but I mean, not on a Thursday night. That's pretty cool. I mean,
Well, I just got an email from Potsdam saying they couldn't host. We were supposed to go there.
Yep.
They couldn't host on Saturday because they had kids out of town because that's Labor Day. And he goes, "Would you be able to host on Thursday?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I'll let Amy know. If we have a soccer game, we'll move it because
yeah.
if you're going to ask us to come here, sure.
Yeah.
I'll play whenever you want."
Mhm.
Yeah. Good football team too. It should be a good game.
Yeah, they their quarterback went, who's Division I basketball prospect, just left for prep school, so they have to replace him. But
Andrew Price with a fly ball to left field. Everybody in the outfield gets an out in that inning for the Strykers. A fly ball to center, a fly ball to right, and a fly ball to left. Ends the top of the 5th inning with a score of the Clinton County Mariners 15 and the Strike Zone Strykers 1.
Rob, we can stay right here. I will speaking of Peru, Coach, and Peru supporters. Although he just had a daughter graduate, he was a hell of an athlete at Northeastern Clinton, right? But we thank Libations, Wine and Spirits. Coach, probably a place you hit after losses on a Friday night, right? Do you stop at Libations on your way home? But
we don't. But maybe we will now.
yeah, exactly.
Usually Friday nights
We'll
are
have to
late.
bring them to that Thursday night game, I think.
Yeah.
But no, we thank Mr. Height and of course his daughter Bryn Height was an amazing athlete. Northeastern Clinton just retired, just graduated
Retired.
this year. But you can go to libationswineandspirits.com or you can place an order for same day delivery. While you're there, sign up for the Libations Wine and Spirits newsletter, and you can get $10 off your first online order over $50. You can also call Libations at 516-960-0025. Drop them a line at libations143@gmail.com. That's Libations Wine and Spirits, www.libationswineandspirits.com, located in what I like to call, Coach, the Grand Union Plaza in Peru.
Yes, absolutely. You know what I was just thinking about when I was watching the kids warm up? You got Wyatt at first. You got Joe catching. You got Rankin pitching. And you got Billy Orr at third. 4 very good CVAC football players. Oh, Dubé and Wright. 5 very good CVAC, and they all play on different teams, and they have such a good time together.
Yeah.
That's what the Mariners do. They bring the kids together.
Yep, good point.
You know, there was actually having a conversation in the dugout about all the football teams, and all the kids were just laughing at each other, and it was just really enjoyable.
A lot of times you'll see the players at the end of a football game.
Yep.
Those players will then congregate and talk to one another about how things are going in the football season.
Right. Yep.
So we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 10-run rule in effect in this game, right?
Yes,
10-run rule is in effect.
I believe so.
So the Strikers, trailing by 14, will need to score 5 to prolong this game. Chase Rodliff, the catcher, struck out in the 2nd inning. It's his 2nd trip to the dish.
And again, I'll say it again. We thank Ryan O'Connell for joining us here and give him some insight into the upcoming high school football season, as well as just the overall state of youth and high school sports here in the North Country. So, Coach, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We were talking earlier about Rankin and his pitching style, and we talked about how he kind of pitches backwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of off-speed stuff that sets up his fastball.
Yep.
His fastball isn't overpowering, but you see so many curveballs, you start thinking, okay, another curveball's coming, and then he surprises you and catches you off guard.
He does. He does a really good job of, like you said, pitching backwards and mixing and matching. And you don't see too many hard hit balls off Owen.
That curveball is upstairs. It's a walk. He's also had to deal with some pretty long offensive innings for Clinton County. So although the last inning was the first time the Mariners have gone down 1-2-3 in the game.
On the way here this morning, Easton was in the car and we were driving over, and he was like, over, under, 2 pickoffs. And I said, under. He goes, no way. Because I guess Owen has a really nice move. But as I was sitting on the bench over there with Robbie and Spencer and Dave Price, their leads are about a foot. So I think I'm going to win that bet with Easton, because they don't really get a lead over there.
Pat Ainsworth, the batter for the Strikers. That pitch is outside.
Is there a new bat or new pair of hockey skates on the line for that bat, Coach?
Nothing.
Did you hear about?
Well, he broke a bat of his teammates this weekend in Lake Placid, so we owe Evan Gwynn up a wood bat because he broke it.
NFHS changing bat rules.
Yes.
They're going to start bringing in drop sixes?
Yep.
Wow.
With a USA stamp. Hey, you know what that means.
Yep.
Bats need more money. They just need. They must be going low, so we got to change the rules.
Bat sales are down.
Yep.
Somebody lobbied.
You know what I heard last night? Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. CVAC, I think, don't quote me, but I think majority of the CVAC went to huddle.
Yeah, I had, of course, doing what I do, Coach.
Yeah. Did you hear that also?
A lot of insight on that for you. After
And
this pitch, I'll jump in.
NFHS went and took down their camera in Saranac Lake. I have a little inside scoop with who I know, and cut the huddle wire.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I heard. Is that true? You heard that also?
I did. I don't know that was
Actual
on
truth.
Purpose. There's a shot.
Bliven sending one out towards left field, and Coyer comes in to make a nice grab.
That was interesting. I was over at the Plattsburgh Turf yesterday. They had a youth football clinic, and they had asked Dom to go over and give a little, speech. So they were talking about the camera, if the camera was still there, and I was like, so this is new to me.
Huddles.
So I don't know if Plattsburgh has made the move, but yeah.
So what I know, Rob, what you call this pitch?
2 outs in the inning. Again, the Mariners in a position where they're in a 10-run rule advantage, leading by 14. So this potentially could be the last out.
And again, Coach, as you know, and Rob and John certainly know as well, as first thing I said to Matt Wallentuck when I got here was, I want to be your NFL network, right, for Section 7 and local sports. And so I've kept up on that. Go ahead, Rob.
Spinelli hitting, and he will send one out to left field. That'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs.
And interestingly, before the game, Joe Caslow, athletic director at Mariah, came over and said hello to us. And of course, I didn't get a chance to get down there last year. We will, but we were talking about it. And to my knowledge, the only schools left with NFHS right now are Mariah, Ty, Sable, and Saranac and Brent. That's only budget reasons. I think they all, what I've talked to Matt about is, and look, no offense to NFHS, we work for them doing games, right, in the sectionals, and they've been very good to us. I think for the schools, Coach, you might be able to talk about this more than me. I think the schools just like the fact that they can offer to the parents in the community at no cost, right?
Right.
And I get to go down this path, but as taxpayers, right? I think it's a good give back, and then for us, it'll allow us to do a little bit more sponsorship wise locally, right? And try to keep, NFHS does a great job selling national sponsorships, right? They do an amazing job, right? But to be able to kind of go to some local folks and integrate them into local broadcasts and maybe someday, Coach, create a Section 7 network, right, that we can have. But yeah, I heard the same thing in terms of the NFHS movement.
Yeah. But that Hungary Huddle came into Section 7 and offered a deal. And, you're talking about schools' budgets, and if you can do it, the schools are going to take the lower cost.
For sure.
Runners on first and second for the Strikers with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. This ball sent out towards center field. Luckin going back on the ball. Underneath it, makes the catch. And that should end the ball game with the 15-run rule in effect. The final score will be the Clinton County Mariners 15 and the Strike Zone Strikers 1.
Hey, I appreciate you having me.
Hey, Wright, thanks for coming on.
Anytime. It was
nice
fun.
job.
I'm sure I'll talk to you, but best of luck this season.
I'll get you our schedule for the 15s. Okay.
Yeah, no, appreciate. Yes, the Lake City Classic coming up.
Lake City
we'll have that on Potassium Port Network for sure. Robin, you might want to talk to for the Mariners.
Well, what do you think, John? I mean, everybody was on base and everybody was scoring runs, so I don't know who you've talked to in other games. I know you had Rankin on at one point yesterday, but
all right. Well, what about Barton? How do you do? Or Kozlow? Kozlow, what do you have here?
He scored 3 runs.
3 hits, right? Yeah, let me jab Joey. I'm going to try to grab Coach Knowles too, kind of talk about the weekend and where they stand. So I'll make my way there if you guys want to chat about.
All right, sounds good. So, John, really a pretty one-sided game today. The Mariners scored 1 in the first and then 3 in the second, really built separation in the third. And while they were doing that offensively, excellent job by Owen Rankin, really keeping the hitters for Strike Zone off balance and convincing easy win today for the Mariners.
Yeah, they did a good job of getting the big timely hit. Bases loaded. They cashed in base runners. And Owen did a great job, like you said, of keeping Vermont off the base paths. So, good all-around win for the Mariners today.
All right. Well, Jeff has Joey Caslow with him, a student at Mariah Central School. He's ready to talk to him now. Go ahead, Jeff. Oh, your mic's down. Can't hear you. We can't hear you. Jeff, we can't hear you.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah, it helps to turn the microphone on.
So you missed the water, you missed the...
Well, the camera caught the water. We didn't hear the water.
Joe, I was saying, good weekend for you guys. You got to be happy with the way you guys played this weekend.
Yeah, no, definitely. Bats came to play. We had a good weekend. A lot of runs.
And thinking about, moving forward, right? Obviously, your eyes on that District 4 and then obviously the state. Like where you're at? I mean, do you feel you guys have made some progress over the summer?
Yeah, definitely. We came a long ways. We're hitting definitely way better than at the start of the season. And our end goal is to win that district game to get going to states.
Yeah. Coach, same thing to you, but I also want to ask you, I mean, the younger kids, right? And I think that's one of the advantages of the Mariner program. I talked to Owen Rankin about that yesterday, right? The ability to, give kids an opportunity, maybe go down. It's almost like Major League Baseball to some extent, right? But I think the younger kids for you, and Joey, you guys have been an older guy, but really was impressed with them.
Yeah, they've done a good job and made a positive impact for us. Like you said, just having that feeder program with sometimes our guys go up to 19U when they need help. And sometimes the 15U guys come up from us. We'll have a 14U player playing with us next weekend as well. Having that ability in the program is nice. Our numbers are a little lighter roster-wise than what we would like, so some of those 15U players are rostered with us for our Legion run that we'll have later on in the year. So happy to have those folks, and also good to see that they're making positive contributions for our team as well.
And obviously, you take home the championship of the Gary Butler Memorial Tournament. Never a bad thing to put some hardware on the shelf, right? But, Joey, I don't know if you know, Coach, I'll ask you. We've been talking about Coach Butler, as you can imagine. Any stories or things you remember about Coach Butler?
As a little kid, as a bat boy from my uncle's team, I just remember Gary was always around. Loved to be around baseball. I don't have many direct stories involved with him, but was always a really friendly guy, would always go out of his way to say hello. As I was growing up and progressing as a high school baseball player, he always made an effort to go out of his way to talk to me and give me compliments, constructive criticism and good feedback. Was just a really good guy for the North Country baseball and for the North Country in general. So, obviously being able to have a tournament in his name, it's something that is very well deserved on his part. But just an awesome guy for the area and a really good baseball guy as well.
Joey, probably more of a legend to you, right? You probably heard stories. Your dad certainly would know him. But look, guys, congratulations again. Look forward to covering you, as we get into the postseason for sure. But a good weekend here for the Mariners 17U. Thanks, guys, and appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Rob. Take care. Back to you guys.
So the Mariners pick up a 15-1 win today.
Easy cheese.
Yes.
Again, the bats up and down the lineup, players putting the ball in play, and at the same time, defensively, cleaner game for the Mariners today. They did a better job taking care of the baseball in the field. Rankin throwing a lot of strikes, kept the game moving all along for them playing defensively. So I think up and down, they feel pretty good about their effort in the game today, and they have overall a positive weekend.
Yep, for sure. Yep. Coach Nolan must be happy.
I would think so. I would think so. I would think he'd probably be a little tired by the time the weekend runs down as well. It's one thing I always remember, these tournaments you get by the time you're at the end of the day on Sunday, there's not a lot of gas left in the tank. You get home to some air conditioning, and it doesn't take long to fall asleep in the recliner.
No, for sure. Believe me, I'll be doing that. But I want to thank Rob Knoll, John D'Angelo, Tyler Wood, who joined us for the first 3 games of the weekend. And thank all of you for tuning in. We're working through a new camera. I think it might have gone on like a screen saver while I was talking to Coach Knowles and Joey Kozlow, but we'll certainly get that up on social media so you can at least hear it again. And maybe I'll find some good pictures of Coach Knowles. Rob, you got any baby pictures I can use or anything while he's talking? Just kidding. But anyway, folks, thanks again for tuning in here on Potassium Sports Network. And we will, I'm trying to think, upcoming schedule. We're going to have the U15, Coach O'Connell's team in the Lake City Classic coming up in a couple of weeks. That'll be right here. And then obviously this team, 17U Club and the 19U Club, will start to get ready for districts and the state tournament. So before we close out, certainly want to thank our great sponsors we have here, supporting us always at the Potassium Sports Network. Danamore Federal Credit Union, Casella Waste Management, Chris Consulting, Della Auto Group, You First Federal Credit Union, Libations Wine and Spirits, and Huddig Nissan. This has been a Potassium Sports Network production of Clinton County Mariners Baseball. Remember, you can view all PSN Mariners broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com or download the YouTube app and search for Potassium Sports Network. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. That's not a cost thing. That's just basically you following us like social media. This is the Potassium Sports Network, proud to be the official